Welcome back to another round of Spudventures. This week we are playing session 2 of The Renegades of Riverhop, which is a mini campaign with the Root Quick Start guides, the Root RPG tabletop RPG, which I believe just reached its $400,000 stretch goal on Kickstarter. So there'll be a full Roll20 rules module, which is pretty exciting. But anyway, for this campaign, we'll be handing it over to Winged Cat and GreatDinn when he makes it through traffic hell later. Take it away, Winged Cat.
Hi there. To be clear, Dinn's the one that's making it through traffic hell.
Yeah, I thought I said GreatDinn, but yes.
Yeah. Okay. So do we want to reintro or do we want to just hop into the session?
It's been a couple weeks. Let's.
Okay, let's everyone reintro your characters.
I'm playing as Mint, the squirrel Vagrant.
I'm playing as Stralden, the peacock Arbiter.
I'm playing as Gustav, the otter tinker.
And I am Nail, the cat Scoundrel.
Okay, so when last we left off, the party was about to head northward to Coolwater in search of some records from the Better Bureau Bank to see about some gunpowder deals.
I think that's the lead we got from that artiste guy.
Right. So let's say you stayed in an inn overnight, so it's now morning and you've had breakfast. And as you head out, Jacqueline the sheriff shows up and points you to some transport she secured. Apparently her sister is taking a boat upstream, and Jacqueline wouldn't mind if Jacqueline's sister had a bit of security for this trip, just so Jill's not going alone through the bandit-infested woods.
And that will take us by our...
That'll take you to River Skip, which is the clearing between where you are and Coolwater. So you're in River Hop, then there's upstream is River Skip, then the river branches off to River Jump, but Coolwater is in a different direction.
Right, and
so you have to go by River Skip to get to Coolwater.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's 3 spaces up top, isn't there?
Yeah. So you're going up and then up left while the river goes up right, but you have to go up first.
North, you mean, but yes.
North, yes. Up on the map.
Yeah.
Well, it's also literally up because this is up in elevation.
Mm-hmm. So... yeah, that sounds like a reasonable way to move up. Yeah, I'm down for playing security.
Yeah, quid pro quo.
Yeah. So you get to a boat. It looks like your standard. It's a cargo boat. It's meant to carry large volumes of cargo. Currently, it looks like it's empty, deadheading. And on the boat, you see Jacqueline, but lesser. Maybe 10 centimeters shorter, a bit less muscle, not so hard-edged features. The type of idea of personal service is to stab you one at a time rather than just loosing volley after volley of arrows until your problem goes away. This will be Jacqueline's sister, who supposedly is a bank clerk.
Supposedly.
Well, that's what Jacqueline says.
I mean, I don't have any particular reason to distrust Jacqueline.
Right.
It's not my business.
So, yeah, Jill's dressed in traveling clothes. She does have a couple daggers at her side and a set of poles. Apparently, this will be a pole journey up. So, like in our world, the famous Venetian canoes or whatever that get pulled along the canals, same deal here.
You would need something to... because the river flows north to south, right?
Yes,
yeah.
We're going against the stream here.
Yeah, so that's why I was figuring, like, with the poles and all, you need something like that.
Yeah, and so this is how the boat's going to go upstream, is the 5 of you are going to be pulling it.
Oh, there we go.
Fine.
Yep. It's a nice
my tiny little squirrel arms will do this.
The trick is to work together.
Yeah.
Jill gives you a happy wave. You're not sure if she's just waving to her sister or what. And she does have the 5 poles in hand, tosses one to each of you as you hop aboard.
Nothing like a little manual labor to start the job.
Yeah, she's all, welcome aboard. How much sea experience do you have?
Not a
None.
whole lot.
I might have come to the forest on a boat. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I figure
Gustav.
I have been on a boat at one point in my life.
Yeah, Gustav in particular would have some experience
Yeah.
here.
Gustav can swim, which is an important distinction.
Yes. So once you're all aboard, she starts pulling, and mostly as a, and this is how you do it. She's at the very front of the ship.
We all pull in turn, I guess.
All right. So there's a travel mechanic here where the party collectively needs to decide how much exhaustion to check off. The ideal amount is 1 per traveler, although you can do more. And then once you've decided how much to roll, then you're going to do a collective check to see how the journey goes.
Okay.
The river is very much an established path from clearing to clearing, so it'll be +0 if you do exactly 4, there being 4 of you. It'll be -1 if you do 3 or less. And if you do 5 or more, then it's +1 for each one above 4.
So we're going to make a roll. If it starts at -4 because there's 4 of us. If we
No.
each-
It only goes to -1. So if you decide to do nothing, then it is still only -1, and then nothing is the same up to if you do 3 collectively.
So if we do 4, that -1 become. If we do 4 exhaustion between all of us, that -1 becomes a -0.
Right. And then if you do 5, it becomes a +1, 6 becomes a +2. So collectively, you need to decide how much exhaustion to check off. How strongly you're going to pull.
Do we each just all want to mark 1 for okay journey, or do we not care?
We're trying to remember that the usual threshold we're trying to make is 7, correct? With this?
7?
No, I'm saying for the dice.
It's either 7 or 10, depending on if you want okay or excellent.
7 to
I'd say
9
we
is
just
okay.
mark-
10 is excellent.
Yeah, so I'd say just 1 apiece.
And
That seem fair?
I don't know. -1 on this travel roll is not.
I'm just thinking if we take too long and all, that the person might be either vamoose or we might get waylaid because they may see someone may see us stuck or whatever.
Yeah, as noted in the text channel, so you're going to be probably making at least 4 trips this session.
Ah.
In fact, you can probably count on making exactly 4 clearing to clearing trips before you manage to get back to bed. 2 up and 2 back.
I honestly say we just kind of take it easy on this one. Just to kind of see what rolling -1 gets us.
Okay, that's fine with me.
I maybe it's because this is my first time in this system, but like -1 on 2d6 is not like spending all that resource to turn that -1 to +0 or +1
Okay.
is
Okay, so you guys are
questionably
taking
worth it.
So you guys are taking it easy and not marking any exhaustion.
That's my take.
Yeah.
I wonder. I ask the group if they agree.
No, if we're working that many trips, like that's a fair point. Like we shouldn't try to like.
Yeah, if
Really
this
exert
was like
ourselves.
our one clearing to clearing trip of the day, I would say just like mark it all. But
Right, and GM note, if you were going to take it easy, this is probably the one to take it easy on.
probably. So yeah, let's just try to take it easy, and we'll just mark no exhaustion and save that for later. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So yeah, make the roll with -1 then.
Okay, someone make the roll, please.
It's the 2d6 -1, I believe
Yep.
is the. Oh no!
And
Someone
we
got
have
it.
an 8.
That is an acceptable result.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, the cargo ship seemed empty at first, but there was a little bump in the current, and which dislodges one of the panels. And then you see, under the decks, under the panels, there's some coin. There's a lot of coin.
Oh, hi.
This is a disguised treasure galleon, basically.
Well, just gonna put that panel right back, and yeah.
Right. And you think you see some bandits peering out of the woods. You're not sure if they have seen this or not.
That's why.
What do you do?
That's why I kind of moved quickly to put it back on.
Okay. I am going to have to require a check to do that. Let's see, what would be the best move here?
Ooh, to replace a panel back on a boat.
You're repairing a disguise, so maybe trick an NPC?
Quit! Look over there.
It's basically what you're doing.
Let's see the trick and NPC action. So I'm trying to trick the guys to look away, or to look somewhere else other than where the panel is. Maybe just like strike a conversation with them. Just like, hey, look over there.
I mean, I'd allow cunning for this.
Yeah, cunning is one of my good skills. So
Okay, so roll some cunning.
So that'll be. I'm just making sure I've got the basic moves pulled up so I know what the options are. I've got a +1 to cunning. No, wait, no, +2 because I chose that as my bonus skill. So 2d6 + 2. That's a 9. So that's not quite a full hit. So they can instead choose to hesitate, stumble, or overreact. What I want them to do is to look away while probably someone else fixes the panel.
Yeah.
See, that would be, let's see. It's just generally a big heavy panel or something like that, isn't it?
Right. So they are deceived. And you notice you're not quite sure what was going on until afterwards, until after the arrow shots go either bank to bank on either side. But apparently you managed to convince them that you were in the company of each side and intending to deliver this to the other side somewhere upstream. And so the two groups of bandits began attacking each other.
That's not even what I was slightly trying to do, but I guess they took the overreact option.
That's the overreact option, yes. Okay, so
I was just like, oh, I see ya. Yep, we're just passing through you on the you know what to both sides, and they just
all right. So your head's down because you're getting the panel back in place. The other 3 PCs are in the line of fire as these arrows are going overhead. What does the rest of you do?
I'm going to, let's see. I think the option is because of the option of carrying a big stick. Like basically, he looks like if he like stepped off or whatever or flew over, given that he's pushing the thing upstream. I'm going to use the option of carrying a big stick, which let's trust fate to see me through. I can roll with might instead of luck.
Yeah,
trusting that no one wants to mess with him.
Okay.
So that would be a. You want to go ahead and roll that for me?
I linked to the rolls room. You should be able to roll it yourself.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to think, was that an okay with the use of the?
Yes, that is okay. Roll it.
Oh, wait, what did I?
It's a dash or. Pound.
Oh, okay. I used the wrong thing. I'm sorry. Okay, that's a 9.
Okay, I'm going to hold a resolution of that until the other 2 rolls because I want to get what everyone rolls to do the resolution of this.
Okay.
I'm going to trust fate and just stand there.
Okay.
The ultimate trust fate.
Yep.
I'm going to see about parrying it.
Got an 11.
Herring.
Okay.
I don't know if you can parry an attack at long range.
This I'll allow because it's kind of obvious coming in. Okay, yeah, so Stralden is almost hit, except Gustav manages to parry an arrow that would have hit him, and then the moment passes and you're out of danger and they are behind you firing at each other. You're upstream. Presumably going pull as fast as you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he's basically doing, and just was glaring at both sides.
Yeah. Okay, so you managed to make it through, and before too long, Riverskip itself comes into range.
So, it's probably bad form to ask who's a treasure for, but I wouldn't have expected the sheriff's sister to be making a run like this.
Are you going to ask? Bad form or not?
I mean,
You're all,
it could
you
just
have
be
some
perfectly legal. They're just disguising it.
Yes, you also have some moments where it's just the four of you and her, and the bandits back there, but they're not hearing anymore.
I just kind of idly ask when there's a lone moment. So who's the money for?
Oh, that would be deposits. We are moving it to a more secure location. You see, there's these worries about the upcoming events in Riverhop. We would prefer so much for the money not to be detonated.
Of course. So it's just moving the wealth out of the town. All right.
Yeah. And you do know that, yes, the bank does have vaults and other protections upstream.
I guess that makes enough sense.
Okay, doing anything else during the trip?
Actually, when he brings up the conversation, since he's pretty much probably being one of the stronger ones, will be pretty much stuck to pole duty. He's going to try to get a read to see if she's actually telling the truth. Which would be, I guess, wouldn't be read.
That'd be figure someone out.
Yeah, let's see. Figure someone out is charge still. Okay, that's fine. So 2d6.
Okay, go for it.
Oh wow.
She's not telling the entire truth, but what she is telling is true. Apparently, she's expecting to transfer this money for something once she reaches town.
He's going. I guess since he's sort of looking at that, he's going to take a moment to ask. So, are we also going to be hired to take this in as well, or do you have other people for that?
Oh, you mean to take this from the docks into the vault? Yeah, I got people for that.
Okay.
So hey, when you guys heading back to Riverhop anytime soon?
We've a little business further upstream, I believe.
That's fair, but I mean, like this afternoon or so.
He'll look around to everyone else to see what they want to do.
Depends how quick the job is. We'll probably be coming back to Riverhop, but we don't know what time our business will be concluded in. What's it called?
Cool water.
Cool water.
Well, tell you what. I may be getting a return trip before sundown. If you can get back before 3/4 sun, maybe you can be security for the return trip. I'll put in a good word for you. I'm with the captain for the return trip.
Yeah, that might as well, and it'll be an easier journey downstream at least. Yeah, why not?
All right. Yeah, it'll take some time to load the cargo, so yeah, we got time.
All right.
Just long as you're quick. If we're gone before you get here, well, we're gone before you get here, but...
That's acceptable.
Would I be able, since I gotta figure someone out, and I have hold 3, would I be able to see how nervous she's feeling?
She is feeling slightly nervous, but this appears to be a fear related to the cargo.
Okay. Thank you.
It is an entire town bank's holdings. So,
Well,
Yeah,
no. Regarding the cargo that she's intending to load.
oh, that's different.
Do you ask about that?
Actually, he's going to take a moment to probably, with that, I think he was going to phrase it a bit like, if as I said, if we can make it back and all, it's like, in case something like this sort of happens again with some of the bandits or those that get drawn to the thing coming back down and all, is there anything we might want to be aware of to help us guard this?
Well, yeah, I suppose I suppose it does no harm to really mention. Yeah, so you won't be on pole duty. You'll be on guard. I mean, serious guard duty. Because the cargo we're taking back, large load of gunpowder. And we're going to have a couple more folks help you secure it as well. This is going to be the big run.
So gunpowder for ammunition or?
It's gunpowder. We don't know what the clients are using for it. We're just delivering it to the clients.
In Riverhop.
Yeah.
Well, since we're helping you take it back down, by all intents, our business shouldn't be long, I believe. We ought to be able to at least help you escort it there.
We'll try to make it back down here to keep an eye on that gunpowder. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so we got 2 large orders and 1 small order. Let's see, who are the clients again? Let's see. Oh, yeah, there was Get, and Servius. Marketed and Erie. Apparently, they're going to be entering town about the time that we get there. And then there was Salem and Cassia did a joint order as well. Don't know what's up with them. And no, you don't recognize the name.
No. Were you given any instructions that the timing of this gunpowder delivery had to be very precise?
Well, it's more like the 2 large clients won't be in town until tonight. So it doesn't make any sense to deliver to them until they're there.
Yeah, just Mint is quietly face palming. just hand on tent bowl, oh boy.
Don't worry. But we'll be fine with your help. I mean, I'm sure Aeneas will be fine with you, and Bonefolder will get along just fine with you. So,
I'm sorry, out of character. Bonefolder?
That's what she named him. Thank Din for that one.
Oh,
I like that.
Out of character, I was playing CK2 last night, and one of the characters got a title, Bone Squeezer. So.
Well, actually, on that note, you come into sight of the town, and waiting at the port is it looks like a bureaucrat beaver with a clipboard or wave over, and then a capybara big and burly. And he looks, that would be a Mr. Bonefolder, all right.
Capybara, oh boy.
I could just picture this. It's beautiful. Thank you.
I honestly look forward to seeing any animatics that get made of this campaign.
I don't know if we're there yet, but
the zen of him, you have disgraced just him with the very calm, very patient look as he's very calmly practicing a very early form of yoga. Or not yoga, but you know the one.
Yeah, he looks strong enough that he could possibly lift the boat that you're on with you and the coins. I mean, he'd be struggling to carry it, but it looks like he could possibly haul it out of the water.
Sorry, I needed to look up what a capybara was real quick. Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
the giant rats that are just the Zen rats that everything loves.
That's a big rodent.
Right, and this is big for a capybara.
Oh my.
Yeah.
A giant among men is what we're saying here.
Yeah, and you can see his muscles
Naturally.
from the dock.
Huh. Didn't realize the
And
didn't realize the strongman convention was in town.
Jill just quietly guides the boat up to. So it looks like there's the docks attached to a river, and the river is wider here. Gustav in particular would know this. So river hop, skip, and jump are named because the river gets progressively wider as you go upstream. River hop has the small enough river that the bridge and meeting house specifically blocks passage back and forth to block the Marquisate steamships from going upstream, even if it does require cargo to be unloaded and moved around and then reloaded. River skip is the bridge is tall enough that you can move ships underneath. The only downstream location is River Hop, but again, River Hop, center of commerce, so that's enough of a destination. And then River Jump, way upstream, has an elaborate drawbridge and port complex bordering on, well, let's just say that's the port of entry to the local area from upstream commercial interests.
It's like the Mississippi Delta.
Great Lakes would probably be a more apt image, the entry into the Great Lakes, but yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Because upstream is not a sea, it's an inland, it might be an inland sea, but it's certainly not the big sea that the Marquisate came across.
Well, anyway,
Okay.
So you make dock in River Skip.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Aeneas goes.
It's starting to stick.
Right. Aeneas is immediately tying up the ship. Jill hops up and gets a hug from Jesus, or Jesus Bonefinder.
Sorry, what?
You managed to see a name tag, and yes, his name is actually Jesus Bonefinder.
Sure.
Again, thanked in for this.
Yeah, no, that's...
Or sorry, Jesus Bonefolder, yeah.
So is it Jesus or Jesus?
Jesus. Well, you see it printed out, and you're not sure which pronunciation it is, but either way, his last name really is Bonefolder.
I mean, I didn't doubt that.
Yeah.
Well, as I said, guiding the thing up there, probably take the pole back out and go to sort of secure everything and let them do the talking.
Right.
Yeah, just gonna listen in.
So Jill and Bonefolder are just chatting back and forth about nothing, catching up as old friends. The beaver, Aeneas, as you recall, looks up at you as just, so what were you, like security for this trip?
Precisely.
Right. What'd she promise you?
We just happened to be traveling in the same direction, and, you know, this was just a matter of convenience for us. We didn't come to any sort of formal signed agreement. Maybe just a little compensation for a couple hours of security duty would be fine.
Free passage, was it? All right, on your way then.
Yep.
And thank you.
No worries. Yeah, free passage was the price there, yeah.
He'll smile and
All right.
probably just go to get everyone down from things.
Right. So River Skip, it's not River Hop or town. On the other hand, there are plenty of merchant areas, a couple, they almost look like counting houses, frankly.
Well, yeah, there's Rivertown, a lot of
Right.
business and commerce going on.
There is also quite a bit of agriculture up here, and frankly, this area looks like it is building up to be able to seal itself off from Riverhop if necessary and just fortify it for siege.
Huh. Well, that's interesting and all, but we've got places to be.
Right. I mean, the other two towns to the south and west would be more likely to be fortified up. This should not be a military fortified town, and yet it almost looks like it is.
Or at least it's trying to get that way.
Right. So the question is, where are the fortifications and weapons coming from? Because they wouldn't be Marquisate, they wouldn't be Erie.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time that, like, you know, local town authorities try to armor up and arm up a bit.
Oh, a lot more advanced than local town authorities would do. I mean, this is the kind of weapon. Some of this is almost weaponry that Jacqueline looks like she would drool to have, but Jacqueline's trapped in Riverhop. You're actually seeing one or two ballistas pointed in the direction of Riverhop.
This will be the work of the Grand Duchy.
No, Gustav, no.
Just imagine the Crocker spasm while saying that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the Riverfolk Trading Company were selling the weapons.
That's who we're investigating, right?
Right. So you're not sure who's funding them. They're still under construction. So nobody really stops you as you pass, as long as you're not getting too close to them.
Not really in a hurry to just go up and start looking at weapons, no.
All right, so you're just heading on to Coolwater then?
Yeah, we're on a bit of a timer now.
Okay, well, the pass is certainly clearly marked. So second trip, are you doing any exhaustion for this? This is overland and you're on your own.
Okay.
Who has opinions? I don't really have any.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
Oh.
And for the record, you've gone over the river. This is through the woods.
Uh-huh.
We don't have grandmother's house up here, though.
Do we just all want to mark an exhaustion and call it a day?
Well, remember, we've got to, still got to be back by there, so we definitely want to be still going with the brain, with words. Yeah, we just need to be there, then so we can get back quickly. So, however you feel is best.
Maybe not like every journey on this path, but I think we should change it up a little bit and mark an exhaustion on this one, just so this part of the journey is smooth.
That's fair.
All right.
Yep, if we manage to our nature, yes. If we can get our nature, we hit the trigger for whatever our nature is, we can clear that.
I need to pull a con on somebody then.
Yeah, and I've got to espouse dangerous ideas, which one
Does
of
it ever
those.
say where you have to say that at?
Yeah, to the wrong audience.
I just need to blow something up.
Well,
There's one thing that would be maybe not easy, but sure would be spectacular.
yeah, nature. I definitely picked the trickier of the two natures,
Yeah.
but oh well. So yeah, everyone agreed to mark one exhaustion and roll +0 for this roll.
Okay.
Yep. That's
Who
fine.
wants to do the roll?
I'll do the roll.
Good luck, brave sir.
That's a 10.
Wow.
All right.
It passes
All right, Maybe the local bandits all got word of that skiff scurry down at the river and were rushed to investigate and participate. Regardless, nobody waylays you on the way to Coolwater.
What a lovely day.
Coolwater is nestled in a small mountain valley, hill valley. And indeed, it seems to be eternally cool. A step cooler than the path even coming in, and it's got its own small water source.
I see.
So it's nestled around the central, very small lake, with all kinds of agriculture canals and stuff feeding out over what land is irrigated. So yeah, there's quite a bit of rice around here. And sure enough, there is one large building with the BBB logo on it. That would be your destination.
The BBB logo?
Better
BBB.
Bank.
Better Bureau Bank.
Better Bureau Bank. That's not...
Better
even
Burrow Bank?
Not even slightly confusing.
Right, but the logo is just 3 Bs. The
How do the
letters, not the
people
animals.
in the field seem to be as we pass by?
The people... What was that?
How do the people if we're passing by to get there, we'll probably see some people about, right? How do they seem
Yeah.
for...
Some of them seem focused on their agriculture. There's quite a few pairs and trios in murmured conversation with each other, and you guys do get a few glances as you come into town.
Oh yeah, there's not a whole lot of vagabonds come this way, I imagine.
Yeah,
Right.
just like seeing more if like they were like well treated, or if they had been more like this is someone that's sort of unhappy under the yoke that they're currently in.
Tell you what, toss me a figure someone out roll.
Okay, that's another charm, I believe. So
And who is this in reference to?
The NPCs in general, who are milling the town and out in the field.
that's a 10.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. Well, these are agricultural workers, but they go around their business with a little more purpose and form. You have heard tales of agricultural workers, of warriors who disguise themselves as agricultural workers, and some of them, yeah, this could be those, or at least some of them. The weapons are either hidden or are in plain sight and disguised as other things. More than one of them looks like they could chop someone's head off with their size.
So basically, it's walking through Vietnam during the war.
Kind of, with more than a tinge of ninja.
I just had this thought, like it just seems like this is the kind of place that
Rice fields, oh, for Pete's sake.
well, it's more of a like with this kind of thing, it just seemed like you could have something hidden very easily in just a natural scening, and you wouldn't think about it until like after the fact of you stepped into the wrong place, wrong time kind of thing.
I don't
Right.
think you have to worry about it too much. There's only 4 of you.
Hey, GreatDinn is here.
Welcome,
Hey,
welcome.
So we've walked into the
Ninja Village.
the ninja village. Great.
I mean, if you want to go looking for their training center, you can probably easily find it.
We have a goal.
I like how you just said you can easily find a ninja training center.
Yeah, just maybe some
Not-
slight issues with that.
That just
Not-
raises more questions.
Well, yes, like, why would they make it so easy to find? On purpose.
Unless.
Well, the thing is, if you wouldn't think to
Well, see,
look directly at the people,
the thing is, it's a decoy ninja training center. Anyone who applies there, they know not to bother with because they went for the
Or-
obvious solution.
Or is it like the Ninja Temple and Ninja Storm, where it's just like it looks fairly obvious?
So,
But
so obvious it
stuck.
must be a double bluff, says the local Marcusat officer.
Right. You also notice there
Kidding.
are no Marquisat or Erie folks here. at all.
Huh.
They are
the
like
I
Alliance
assume
area, yeah.
I assume that's unusual.
yes, it is.
Even in Riverhop, there were some Margusat soldiers that
it's-
you saw going
It's,
around. But
you know, a cosmopolitan and melting pot sort of situation. But like I imagine, like
Yeah.
some clearings are like
Yeah, because this is a denizen clearing, isn't it?
You think it's a denizen clearing?
I feel like
Well-
we were told at the beginning that the northern bits were more Woodland Alliance. Was that something that our characters don't know? Was that out of character?
Your characters know of the Woodland Alliance, and your characters could easily make the conclusion that this would be Woodland Alliance headquarters in the area.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, he's just going to, we continue our walk there, seem a little bit more on edge for things, given the read into the people.
well, if the Woodland Alliance is a denizens faction, I'm probably good with them.
Well, the Woodlands Alliance claims to be a denizens faction. Sure, yes.
Boy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, anytime you have it's one thing to have a open policing force. It's when you don't that you have a bit more to worry about.
again, it's an alliance, not an organized government of some kind.
Yeah.
So it's really going to depend on which branch you encounter.
Yeah, he's just more worried about the people being like armed to arm.
That can also be true with organized governments.
I know, but I mean, like in this, it's even less.
Yeah.
It especially applies to this particular organization.
Yes. Yes. Sorry.
Speaking of which, a small raccoon, may or may not be a child, you're not sure, comes up, walks alongside you, just, who are you?
Stralden's going to take a moment to sort of lean down and sort of take a moment to sort of ruffle the kid's head to see, just sort of to see if he sort of brushes it off like a kid does, or more the adult kind of response. But sort of smiles
See
and
if
goes,
he
"We're
stabs you.
travelers. We're heading. Well, it should be pretty obvious where we're headed."
Where's that?
As I said, well, they're heading straight towards the building, correct? The one Better Business Bureau, right?
Better Borough Bank.
Yes. Better Borough Bank.
Yeah,
Better Bank, yes.
So
the B3.
real fast, have you guys have traveled from River Skip to?
Yes.
They're in Coolwater yet now, yes.
Okay, they are in Coolwater. Okay, sorry.
And they're in Coolwater, and they have figured out that this is probably a Woodland Alliance town.
Okay, sorry. I was a little bit lost because my phone broke up around the time you guys got to River Skip. So
Right.
Gotcha.
I've been a little all over the place.
And they have just met Rocky, who they don't know the name of yet, but go ahead and take him.
Okay.
Oh, what business have you got at the bank?
He'll look back to the rest of them like, "You want to say?" It's like,
Our business.
You're not.
I think Rocky is going to like look really like eyes wide open and then leaning close and go,
You're not a bunch of robbers, are ya?
No,
Not at the moment.
No, but no. Obviously not.
I don't know if it's that obvious. I mean, look at you all.
Obviously, there are bandits on the roads. If you're traveling in a small group, obviously you've got to be armed. Come on, kid.
yeah, I think Rocky's gonna shrug and go,
Yeah, but I mean, you guys look scary.
only I do, I think. They just look like them.
I'm not unarmed.
So he's finally going to take a
I
moment,
think-
sort of.
I think I'll be honest. If you guys, Rocky is going to just follow you pretty
That's
much no
fine.
matter what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a pretty funny mental image in my head right now. Because I'm pretty sure that Mint is like half the size of Rocky.
I mean, he's a young raccoon. So
That's fair.
we might
Yeah.
be close in size.
Yeah. Still
Yeah, Mint is barely larger than Rocky.
Dang it.
That's surprising.
Yeah. So the fight is going to take a moment. It's like, he's just going to take a moment to ask the kid and all, like, you want a better moment to look around?
Ask the kid if he wants to look around?
Basically, I bet he wants a better view, like, of everything, like, given his size and all.
You want to give him a piggyback ride?
Basically, just put him up on my shoulder, like, if he's sort of pick him up, put him on my shoulder kind of deal, if he was okay with that, like that kind of thing. I'm trying to think of a good way to ask that, like, just sort of let him talk and all, since if he's going to be following us, I'm just not going to, it doesn't seem right just to have him, like, run in our dust kind of thing.
I think Rocky's going to say, no, sorry, mister, my mom says not to let strangers lift me.
That's fine.
Gustav nods at that.
That seems specific, but okay. And me, just like the inner hustler, is just like, oh no, let's not bring a kid in. There's so many ways this can go wrong.
Never work with children or animals, and he is a both.
Yeah. Yes.
And for me, just like Gustav, it's like, okay, Gustav's probably going to try not triggering any attacks, and it's just like, what would he actually be doing at this point? Just beyond muttering to himself a little.
I'm probably playing with a lighter.
Oh, flint and steel, huh? Like, just the flaking, trying to get it like.
Just sparks flying into the grass nearby.
You don't nail.
Yeah.
It's a funny enough image. I don't think Rocky's going to really ask you all that many more questions. He's just going to sort of follow you, so you don't have too many more interruptions to the Betterborough Bank.
All right, let's go into the bank and...
Okay, inside the office, it is definitely an office building, and not too many offices. It's actually a largely warehouse for records. There is up front a generally unassuming otter, who's just got paperwork on his desk. Doesn't even acknowledge you coming in, except for a muttered hello, as he scribes away at his paperwork.
So, when you say office building, like, what kind of security are we looking at in terms of, like, protecting their records and whatnot?
You just walked in.
Well, yeah,
Security,
but I'm going to immediately
security?
start casing the joint.
Right. So there are doors leading to the back offices, back areas that may or may not be locked.
Yes, the greatest security of all. Doors.
Right. The nameplate says George Staples.
Stralden.
Hmm?
You should You should talk to him about our mission.
Yeah. Are there any chairs that look like they could probably hold him pretty well?
There are no chairs.
There are a variety of sizes of chairs for a variety of sizes of clients.
You used to have a chair.
You did used to have a chair.
These chairs seem a little more sturdy.
Okay, he's going to take a moment to find at least a nice chair that would suit him pretty well. As he goes to sort of take a moment to sort of sit down, as like, good afternoon, Mr. Staples. It is Mr., right?
Mr. Staples, please, but thank you. But Stralden, would you be so kind as to roll 2d6 plus your, I'm assuming 0 for your Riverfolk Company bonus?
I do not have any positive or negatives, so yes. Oh, dang it! I'm so used to the. I'm sorry. I'm so used to that then. 9.
A 9. Okay. He's Mr. Staples is going to lower his glasses and go back to filing the paperwork that's in front of him, and before you have said basically anything else, he's going to say, Stralden Yonor, definitely good credit for not really much benefit to the Erie at this point. How can we help you at the Better Borough Bank?
First of all, thank you for such good record keeping. It is always a pleasure to deal with someone that has a...
I'm going to try and subtly get out of sight.
As I said, he's probably going to actually sort of compliment someone that's at least finally understands a proper bureaucracy.
I'm just gonna blatantly try going through doors.
Gustav, meanwhile, is just going to sit down and start sketching out something in a little notebook.
He'd, again,
Just
bring up
making
the
notes
issue with the sheriff actually sending them up here to...
So you find the doors are in fact locked.
Nah. Are they though?
Yes.
All right.
A lot. Sorry, my brain was just going to like terrible advice, and it's just a lock is temporary, a shattered doors forever.
It's just one of those pause. How am I the one who's the most morally good? As
The
it were,
least
character?
morally dubious.
Because you have a day job.
Yeah, and I also happen to be the slightly insane one.
Well, I mean, okay, Stralden's our good boy, obviously, but
Yes.
Yeah.
Stralden's our Boy Scout.
Are you in fact trying to figure out the security, putting a little more effort to figuring out how they're securing their stuff here?
Go ahead now.
If so, give me a figure someone out, and I'll give you a +2 on this because you've already got a clue.
All right. And is that... Let's see, it's charm. So would that be a +3 with my +1 or just overall +2?
+3 total. Although this would, well, charm or cunning, your choice.
Charm. I have -1 to cunning, +1 to charm.
Okay. Okay, yes. So, yeah, you think about it a moment. You consider the fact that this is open to the outside. You recall that this may be a Woodland Alliance base village with all kinds of armed people who appear to be quite friendly to the bank here. And you realize that the security system is the entire village. All this bureaucrat has to do is raise an alarm, and you will have countless ninja goons in your face. They don't need secure doors.
Still use locks though.
We're in the heart of the spider's web.
The locks are really just kind of a...
The locks are for show.
You know,
They're a
funny thing about
distraction.
spiderweb, it's flammable.
God damn it now.
Please don't set the fields on fire.
You're not sure if they have
rice fields
flamethrowers
are
of their own in
kinda
case of need.
A lot of water.
I did not sign up to
Water
be a
is
terrorist today,
significantly less
Nail.
flammable.
Does that mean you sign up to be terrorist other days?
Potentially.
Fair enough. Fair enough. It is a dangerous place out there in the woods.
But no, I won't do anything just yet.
I've only ever done it as a double agent con. I'll just say that.
Fair enough. I suppose terrorism is okay when you're terrorizing the terrorists.
Anyway. Oh, that's very bad. We need to convince him to give it to us, basically. That's all right. Stralden, continue.
He's actually, after a moment of thing, he's actually, let's see, I'm trying to think of a good way that might be. He's actually, since this person is pretty much the bureaucrat in every sense of the word that I've sort of gotten, right?
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
The ultimate bureaucrat.
Okay. He's basically going to simply ask him, like, what form do I need to fill out to get the, it would be whatever we need from this building in particular. He's just simply going to ask him.
We need clues on sale of gunpowder records.
Yeah. Okay, so
to clients in Riverhop.
yeah, so
I mean, we just learned of a few on the way here.
Okay, so do you have he would ask, what form would I need to fill out to get a list of clients at Riverhop, please and thank you?
Well, first you would need to fill out this requisition form, and he slides a paper in front of you. And then you would need to get in touch with the Riverhop Port Authority in order to get permission to access the files. He slides another paper over. And then you would have to ensure that that document is not, in fact, forged by having it signed by the sheriff and the local authorities of the Marquisate and the Eyrie at once.
Okay. As I said, we are currently working with the sheriff in question. Would such be enough to... He takes a moment to look at that as he's looking over... He signed the first one and all because, again, he...
Imagine, if you will, a squirrel with 2 fingers on each side of his temple, just rubbing in small circles.
He signed the first one, sort of handed it back to make sure it's all in the right thing. I said, we're currently working with the sheriff in question on and coming here up with... in aiding a investigation, of which we cannot further.
Question. I think we had received like a badge or something from the sheriff, like showing that we were working for her.
I believe pretty expressly as a result of your job, you haven't.
Okay, so we could show that as the saying like we are doing this.
No, we don't have that.
No, because again,
I thought you said you did. Okay, never mind.
Sorry. Again, when Barrington hired you, he was like, "Yes, I'm hiring you so that you're someone outside of the law."
Mm-hmm.
You are disposable assets.
Yes.
Okay.
This is definitely a place to be disposed.
This is turning into a game of Shadowrun.
That's kind of what I said at the start of this, is that we're going to meet our Mr. Johnson. Yeah.
Cat actually came to me and be like, can we add some more Shadowrun jokes? And I was like, I don't want to do that just on the off chance that nobody else like gets into it, and I would rather not distract us from this game's rule set thinking about another one. Turns out we probably could have. I'm sorry, Cat.
No problem. The point of, yes, this is more Root. It has similarities to Shadowrun, but this is still its own game in its own setting, even if they do have a whole bunch of disparate factions and so on and so forth. Barrington does not wear mirror shades.
That was one of the initial jokes.
Honestly, though, Shadowrun with like cute woodland creatures is so
pretty
my
dang
jam.
Good.
Yeah,
pretty dang good.
Anyway, back to this bureaucratic stonewall.
I'm gonna figure this guy out.
He's doing his one thing.
You want to figure him out?
Yes.
I would like to request that as you do that role, you do the Riverfolk Company reputation roll, please.
All right, I'll do that first.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
6.
Okay. I'll tell you what happens with that in a minute. You can go ahead and roll the other one.
All right.
9.
So hold 1.
Okay. Yes. What would you like to?
I'll see about helping if I can with that 6.
I mean, I only need the 1.
Mm-hmm.
How could I get your character to give us what we want?
I think you will get that as I tell you how the reputation roll goes.
Mm-hmm.
George Staples looks up, lowers his glasses just a hair to look at you and goes, Johann Locklear, I am familiar with your work. And
I get a grin.
He reaches down and pulls out 4 file folders. And you can see that one of them, Stralden, from your position, you can see one of them has your name on it. One of them has Mint's name on it.
No.
One of them has Gustav's name on it. And the one that is absolutely full up with paper has Johann's name on it. And George says, Listen, I will cut to the chase. I know what you are after. And now I will tell you what I am after. My personal interests are and always will be information. So if you would like... And so, I would like information from you in order to trade for the information that I have.
We just walked into an information broker's office. I hate this. I hate information brokers with a passion, I've decided. This is a character trait I'm assigning to Mint right now.
He only shrugs and goes, as long as it's nothing I wouldn't object to. I see nothing wrong with it.
He will say, upon your frustration, Mint, he will go, my secondary interest is and also will be money. So if you would like to pay without information, I would be more than happy to take more than the collective bounties that you have over the several clearings, and we can all go about our day.
So what information do you need?
Well, let me see. I would like every location that you've been to over the last month and a half. I would like to know specifically the details around any points between Stralden and Mint. Your particular endeavor in ensuring a denizen clearing. And he looks at Gustav and goes, and Gustav, I would like as many of the blueprints as you currently have in your possession.
All to prevent one town from blowing up.
He leans forward and goes, please, tell me why I should be interested in just one town.
Makes a good point. How the town he's staying in.
Because of the fact it is a trade hub, and if it's terrorized and burnt to cinders in this sense, it's going to disrupt the flow of information. It's going to cause a massive destabilization of the surrounding area.
No, just shut up. It's a huge opportunity for a guy like him, because once the Marquisette and Irie have another freaking battleground, then everyone's going to be buying and trading information for. You don't appeal to an info broker's altruism.
So here's what I'm going to say. You have two choices here. You can either give him the information and you will all be taking a penalty with denizens Marquisat and Erie, or you can each pay 2 decay to represent the money that is just exchanging hands here.
Oh, that's... Can I look at my file first so I know what you already have on me?
George pauses a moment and goes, I would be willing to give you that information for a small amount of coin.
I really don't want to give him I don't want to give this mercenary the information on that denizen clearing we set out.
So basically he's trying to blackmail us or to have us bribe him, correct?
It's extortion.
Yeah, this is very much extortion, and the choices are either a significant amount of money from all of you, which would, I'm going to be blunt, it would cut into the amount that you will be paid over the course of the mission. So it's not an insignificant amount of money.
I'm going to say
the Marquisette really doesn't like me.
Yeah, I'm going to say this right now. I'm sorry. He just pinged against justice and honor here. So I'm going to take a moment and he's going. There's nothing around him like that. It's just him basically in the heart of it, right?
Yep.
He is the only NPC in this office.
Okay, so and there's no outside windows or anything. Just this small little office,
There's
right?
probably an alarm system.
Or check it. No, he's the only NPC who's assigned to this office. Rocky is still around though, and unless you're securing him, is in easy reach of the door to escape and shout a warning.
Yeah.
Almost as if they planned it this way.
Yep, the kid was in on it.
So kind of off topic, but with how big my file is, I'm surprised I haven't been arrested more.
It's the situation is the woodland does not know about most of your crimes from outside the woodland.
Yeah.
So I'm actually going to see. I'm going to. This is an environmental threat, you could say, right? Basically, if things go wrong, it's an environmental threat. Yes.
How?
I'm just asking, like, basically, if I do something that basically draws the attention to me, he's basically got the files that we want in hand. He's just shown them to us, right? I'm making sure I
Many
understand
aspects
this.
of this threat are
Those
environmental.
are personal files.
Yeah, those are. He hasn't pulled out the files that you are specifically requesting.
He's basically going to say to him, "Show us the files that you supposedly have first."
I think George is just going to raise an eyebrow at that and goes, "Do you think this is the first time I've been strong-armed by someone as large as you?"
It's not a matter of that. It's about proving your veracity. You can claim all you want, but until we show one way or the other, it's blind trust, and you don't do. It's not a good idea to do blind trust.
George will stand up, push his chair back in properly, orderly, head back to one of the other filing cabinets, and pull out a file that has that you can sort of read from a distance as shipping manifesto. And he walks back to the front, holds the file in one hand, and then he reaches into his jacket and pulls out a lighter.
I have one of those too. They're pretty fun.
You can see the files, can you not? Is this satisfactory?
He's going to nod. He will nod to that and look to our resident arsonist and all. And this is a pretty wooden place, isn't it? He's looking
God.
to.
We're surrounded by ninjas.
I think he's more so wondering if the files.
I wasn't
burn up
asking
and
that.
light
I
the
was
rest
sort
of
of
the place
looking.
on
I was
fire.
asking the people about this place if it's because.
Yeah, this is a fairly wooden structure. There's some stone in the construction. You're not sure if this place would catch fire that easily, though there's quite a lot of paper around.
Okay, so with that, he's going to nod, and he's going to do something. It's like he's going to stand up and I'll let them deal with one thing and all. Is he's going to take a moment and take Rocky and sort of go to escort him out of this and say, unfortunately, sorry, kid, like this is going to be business. I think it's
Kid's
not
in on
you
it.
see.
You can't just force him out. The kid's in on it.
Yeah,
you try to
but-
force him out, then he's gonna tell the others that there's something suspicious because we just forced the lookout out.
We might agree to give the information broker information, but we never said anything about giving the kid information.
If the kid's in on it, he might just have bits of information
Well, as I said,
already or
Stralden's
not.
removing himself and the kid from the equation because basically he's already done he's threatened and all, and he's basically he's standing down and saying, okay, like he's letting them deal the rest of the way. Like that's what he's.
So you are specifically walking outside at this point with kid in tow, or that's your
Yeah,
intention?
basically saying like. As I
Give me
said,
a read attempt situation roll.
See, that is, I believe, charm, isn't it? Or cunning?
Cunning.
It is a cunning roll, yes.
Oh, boy. Cunning, +0. Okay. Nope.
Okay,
That's a-
the outside seems perfectly calm. Farmers just going about their business. A couple of them are having a water balloon fight, but nothing seems suspicious at all.
Yeah,
A water
he's
balloon
basically
fight?
sort of,
This weather?
as I said, sitting out there with the kid. And just
all right.
Yeah, those water balloons aren't shuriken shaped or anything.
Oh God.
Just
How? You know what? Whatever. So yes, I believe at this point, now that the biggest physical threat, I guess, has gone, what would you three like to do?
Honestly, in character Gustav wouldn't really care too much about giving the information because it's just like the blueprints he has on him are just various little gizmos he's created.
Yeah, my information is also rather basic.
I
don't know where
I'm
I was.
involved with a lot of denizen groups, and I'm worried about selling that information.
Well, we do have an option in the basic moves called Trick an NPC.
And that is
God.
a cunning roll.
Gotta think a little further ahead. I could lie, but that
You
lie would
could.
probably be checked, and then that would come back to haunt me.
But if you roll well, then it might not be checked until after we get the files.
The thing is,
And in the future, that's for
my
future you to
my
deal with.
chaos drive is going real strong right now. I want to take this guy down somehow. But
well, as I said, it's the three of you and him. There's no other lookouts.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I did. So
no, but like, I also need this to work with clean paws. I don't need to find a way to damage him without looking like I did.
hit him where it hurts. Like, basically, if you can take him, the three of you can take him physically, you can remove all his information or hold it hostage, respectively.
No, the way to take down an info broker is to leak something very damaging of a very sensitive client and basically ruin their rep of secrecy.
I'm thinking of maybe attempting roguish feats.
I want to point out something that I have said that has not maybe been immediately obvious. This is the Bettoborough Bank. The Bettoborough Bank does not belong to the Riverfolk Company. I have had you roll reputation with the Riverfolk Company.
Oh, yeah.
Also note that the bank does not belong to the Woodland Alliance. And you're pretty sure who owns this town that the bank has a major headquarters in. Or a major record-keeping thing in.
So how does
you,
Also,
you have,
the-
you
also the
have
bank-
non-physical options if you want to go for it.
Also, the bank very studiously tries to appear as a neutral party. Of course it'll serve the Erie and the Marquisate because it's not tied to any one faction. Or so it claims.
Yeah.
Oh god, it's the fucking shadow broker again.
Yes, that's what an information broker is.
No, I'm just going the whole acting neutral with everything, but really has gonna be supporting one side.
The problem is we need information or proof, and he's currently keeping an eye on basically all of it. So and
The main branch is in the city that we came from, correct?
Correct. That's a headquarters. At least for this area.
So, out of character, why not try to approach it from the angle of basically, if the headquarters goes up because of his lack of cooperation, and it comes squarely down to his lack of cooperation. That we don't have what we need to stop a particular matter, then it's certainly going to call into question everything about his alliances or something like that. I don't know. I'm just the good boy outside.
Wait, is this the same Better Borough Bank?
That Barrington was in? Yes.
And that Barrington is supposedly the president of the entire operation in this entire woodland sector for.
Wait a second.
So who's your boss?
Yeah. Wait a second. You don't care if the town where your business's main headquarters gets blown up and consumed in the back and forth between the Marquisate and the Eyrie?
Per our request, all of the funds have been moved. I don't really see much else of note to worry about with the headquarters.
I've been played all day and I'm sick of it. Did Barrington inform you that we were coming?
The otter, this is the first time he's looked sort of confused by that, and then says, "Oh, Barrington hired you, did he?" And
which you should know that.
He again, the point I was trying to make is that he is working at the Better Borough Bank. That is not who he's working for. That was what I meant by the Riverfolk Company line.
This is very clearly the first he has heard that you're working for Barrington. In fact, this is the first time that Barrington's name has been dropped in regards to your work in anything he's heard.
Mm-hmm. George is going to set the lighter down, and he's still holding on to the other file, but he has pulled out a sheet of paper and a quill and says, "Please, do tell me what Barrington asked you for. I think that would be more than enough compensation."
Oh, this is also kind of bad, because it's, vagabonds spilling on their employer.
So now you have 3 options.
And they all kind of suck.
I mean, he basically just asked us to make sure that the stuff didn't blow up, yeah? Make sure the peace treaty goes well.
It's not that damaging. Well, at least not to us. He asked us to, we're doing this.
Let's just we can just write it down.
Yeah, I'll get up onto the, across the desk on the mousefolk chair.
Mm-hmm.
But we should trade it off at the same time.
And I write down that Mr. Barrington hired 4 vagabonds to investigate a lead of potential bombing threat to disrupt peace talks regarding Riverhop.
Okay. Anything?
Hold the paper.
I think that's about it.
And he will accept that. So the trade happens, I assume, unless you all want to do anything else to affect this.
I feel dirty, but this is honestly the least bad option.
Okay. And is that going to be it for y'all? You going to head out after that?
Yeah.
I say, you got a bathroom?
I really want to make a joke here, but it feels wildly out of character for George.
There is, in fact, a public bathroom nearby.
I wanted to make the joke of does a bear shit in the woods?
I was thinking that too, Dan, when you said I have a joke.
Oh, beautiful.
Like I said, it doesn't feel quite appropriate for George.
Yeah, it'd be utterly out of place for him.
What a bump.
But yes, you there is a bathroom. So,
All right, I thank him. I hand off the file to Nail, and I head to the bathroom for a bit, and then I attempt roguish feats to try and sneak way to where files are.
okay.
Fortunately, finesse is not my best. Because I'm a talky man, not a sneaky man.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 7.
So you have to pick 2.
I don't have a clear path of escape, and I use up some resources in the attempt to mark decay.
So those are the 2 you're picking?
Those are the 2 I'm picking.
All right. So the bathroom is not terribly far from several of the like filing areas, and you actually manage to pry loose some sections of the ceiling so you can get up and sort of get through the rafters towards where you want to go.
The benefits of being small.
Mhm.
All right.
Unfortunately, yeah, getting out is not going to be as easy. What would you like to get?
I would like to search through. If the first question is there anyone like in the filing area? Or is he like the only person in the entire building?
There is no one back here.
All right. I would like to look through the files until I find something juicy on either the Irie or the Marquisate.
Okay. I want you to roll Trust Fate, please. Unless you have something else you would like to try here. If you can justify any of the other moves.
Could I try to like? Let's see. My luck is 0. Could I?
Wait,
try,
do you have anything with cunning generally? Any good cunning? Or finesse rather? Like you could see what's locked, like perhaps, and see like and go for that if you have like the ability to. I don't know. Like I just thought, like see what's locked maybe, and try to go for that as an option. Like,
could I try to like figure someone out and be like, if I was Georg Staples.
George Staples, but yes.
George Staples.
It looks like Georg, but it is George.
If I was George Staples and I was hiding the most sensitive material, where would I put it? Could I figure someone out with that?
You know what? I like it enough. Let's go with it.
Plus, Mint is a con, so being able to read someone just by an interaction to figure out, okay, how am I going to run the con on this person?
All right, got a 9.
A 9. Okay.
So the question is the question I just asked. If I was George Staples, where would I hide the good stuff?
Okay, I'm gonna say this feels like the you gain a critical opportunity variant of trick an NPC no, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one. Sorry. Let's see. Would be the it's hold one. Sorry. If you were George, where'd you hide the good stuff? What I would say is that the absolute best information you can tell from just how he is probably locked away in his brain. But
that's fair. All right, the second best good stuff.
The second best is going to be actually in the sort of most obvious place. George does not seem like someone who goes through a lot of significant trouble when it comes to like trying to hide information. It seems that his penchant for organization kind of leaves him vulnerable in that regard. And it's just, there's a single locked filing cabinet in the very back that sort of sticks out from the rest, that you would assume has the most valuable information that isn't stored in his skull.
Gotcha. Do I have to attempt roguish feats to try and pick that lock?
You could do that, or you could wreck something.
My might is not that great either.
Have you even checked if it is locked right at this moment? You can just see that it has a lock. You don't know necessarily
I'll just try to open it.
And it opens.
Yeah, it's unlocked right now.
All right, I start just thumbing through some files.
Okay.
All right. What specifically are you looking for?
Something potentially damaging for either or and the Marquisate and the Eyrie.
All right. Roll 2d6. This is just going to sort of be a trust fate without the downsides.
8.
8. With an 8, you can get one or the other. Which would you like to do more damage to, the Marquisate or the Eyrie?
Well, the Marquisate hates me more, so...
Okay. So with that, I think the information that you get... One moment, let me pull up my document.
I'm thinking Gillette would probably be best for that. Gillette's files?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, I have that already open. Okay, so you get the file on Gillette. Marquisate Lieutenant. Guillotine Persian, the sharpest and most strictest military member of the Marquisate in Riverhop, or about to be in Riverhop, aspires to be like the Marquise herself and treats derivation from the norm as near heretical. Doesn't understand why the people of the clearing can't see how much better their lives would be with some Marquise tech under Marquise rule. Genuinely believes in the promises that the Marquis offers, even if she doesn't think the ingrates deserve it. Refuses to accept a peace not decreed by the Marquis herself and would fight forever if need be. This peace is not decreed by the Marquis herself, and she is second in command. The peace is being promoted by her first in command and the first in command of the Eyrie.
Can you summarize that?
Or put it in text.
So basically, what you read is a file on the lieutenant of the local Marquisate officer, who is very much not down for this peace talk.
Gotcha.
Her nickname is the Guillotine, so not a nice person.
And you remember, wait, wasn't Guillette one of the
people coming in for... Yeah.
And one of the clients.
Yeah.
But I'm sure this is going to be like they're both up to no good situation. But yes, this is pretty strong evidence.
And also, that Servius sounds like an Eyrie name.
Sorry, what?
And while you're thinking of this, I'll also give you Servius, although you can't find the files on him, that sounds like an Eyrie name.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've got one. Now I need to figure out my escape. And unfortunately, my previous roguish feats said I don't have a clear path of escape right now.
Mm-mm. You can't really climb back up to the ceiling you dropped from.
No.
So the only way out is through.
So you could probably try roguish feats again, or trust fate.
If I do help, would that support it, or just if two of us helped?
Yeah.
I'm gonna trust fate, also my companions, to maybe provide an opening nail.
All right.
A distraction of some kind while I work on getting myself out.
Does Gustav have to blow shit up again?
No, that's my job usually.
Just,
but
I assume that while I was waiting.
I'm going off the assumption that you guys don't want the entire clearing to attack us.
Yeah, no, I prefer that, but I could use distraction. But anyway, I'm gonna roll luck to trust fate.
While this is going on, Gustav's actually going to
Desperate spot does not apply here, so 6. Dang it! Oh no.
So one plus fail.
help.
One help would bump that up to 7.
Yes, please help.
Yes.
I'll help because Gustav's actually going to be asking George about the Great Duchy or the
Grand Duchy.
If he has any available information.
So I'll need you to mark an exhaustion, just because that's how the help or interfere works. So let's cover the trust fate real fast. On a hit, you scrape by. The GM tells you what it costs you. I think the most obvious thing would be it's going to cost you. You know, the files are not put back in necessarily the order that they were in. So if George checks later, he might notice that you've that someone has ruffled through his files.
Someone, though, not necessarily specifically me.
Not necessarily specifically you, but
he could strongly suspect, but have like no strong
no,
evidence.
no
consider
official
this.
evidence.
Maybe we were just hired to cover a sneak-in attempt.
Also possible. That still makes you a threat.
It's borderline, but I'll take it.
Okay. As for the Grand Duchy, George will say, only if you clarify one thing for me. And he's looking at the sheet that has been handed over in exchange for the files. You also said you were working with the sheriff, did you not?
I don't think this is my scene.
No, this is you, Dread.
Yeah, great.
I mean, we weren't exactly hired by the sheriff.
No, but you did mention that at the beginning.
Oh, dang it, Stralden.
Well, as I said, his view may not be everyone else's, so that's the other thing. Like, he may have, he's done muscle, so.
I know. Well, Dread, it's it's your choice.
Honesty or trick an NPC?
Well, here's the thing. I could say something that is technically honest, but is not the whole truth.
I still think that might be trick an NPC. Lies by omission are still lies.
Just roll cunning.
Yeah, I have a +2 to cunning, so.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. A 9. Okay.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and help with that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Mark exhaustion, and yeah, they'll take the bait. So, what is it that you want to tell them?
Say that it was a more. You scratch my back, and I'll scratch yours to look away from a few incidents I had. Basically implying that he got out of jail for doing something for her.
Okay. So so in that implication, it's less the sheriff has asked and more I bribed my way out kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I think he'll mark that down, and that will be acceptable. And he will hand you. He'll go back to one of the larger filing cabinets, and he'll pull out. It's a very slim file. But he will hand it to you. And says, "I can give you 5 minutes with that, but then I will have to put it back."
All right.
So, do you want me to tell you what it contains?
Plot
Sure.
twist, it's everything that you yourself discovered.
Yes? No? Dread?
Yeah.
Okay. So what it has is you open it up, and it is in fact a record of everything that you have described as far as the Grand Duchy is concerned. You have been their primary source of information, but there is a second sheet that has a series of letters written on it that it looked like they've been transcribed to sort of fit on a smaller sheet of paper. That you do not recognize, and it describes a series of events that you are familiar with. Specifically, a clearing had several large holes develop in it overnight that nobody can really explain. There was a rumbling heard. There was an earthquake felt in one clearing that was not felt in others. And the last letter that is scrawled incredibly hastily simply says, "They do exist." So,
validation.
That is perfect mad giggling.
So you have secondary confirmation from a tenuous source that you're not entirely in the wrong for thinking that the Grand Duchy might exist.
Hope it was worth it.
But
And I'm assuming that the let's see, what was it was assisted, so I was going to do the insane cackling would lower the would shake the confidence.
I mean, yeah, I suppose. Yeah, I think that probably works. So yeah, you while George is sort of dealing with this display of emotion beyond what he is capable of, you are easily able to sneak out, Mint.
Okay, thank you.
For the record, the door does unlock from the side that Mint's on. It only unlocks from the front side.
Just get lucky enough that I can sneak out of the door.
Yes.
Sneak back to the bathroom and be like, "Oh, well, that took forever."
Mm-hmm.
Hey, with the document safely folded up and slipped into one of the secret compartments of my pack.
Mm-hmm.
Or a copy.
I can't make it. I can't make a copy.
Well, the information stored in your brain then, so that the document itself is still left in the filing cabinet.
Yeah, because it would be too obvious if the document went missing.
Well, I mean, the cost is already that I left behind this.
Either way, again, George seems like the kind of person who would have this information stored in his head. So I don't think it.
Besides the chaos I'm trying to throw here is that, oh no, one of his documents leaked. It is not secure.
Yeah,
I'm trying to damage his dominance.
Perhaps having the information broker be the only person in a building is not the best idea.
Yeah.
He got double played, is what you're going for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
like we were the obvious feint, and he got snookered for it.
I mean, he's probably got enough rep that he can be like, "Hey, someone robbed me," and his best clients will be like, "Okay, we believe you," but it's still going to damage his relationships.
Yeah. Information getting out, it's the lack of control is the big part, but we don't need to dilly dally on this.
Yeah.
The point is, yes, dilly dally, and I believe that clears your exhaustion because you got away with clean paws.
Well, I think that advances my drive, but
oh yeah, sorry, that is
I clear my exhaustion track when I spring a complicated con on a dangerous mark. Would you say that qualifies?
I kind of say yeah. I think you managed to do it.
Hooray! That was actually kind of close.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right, so you're heading out of the bank. Do you do anything else in the village?
Also, just that does hit one of my drives as revenge, possibly, or at least or greed, because significant payday, serious payday. I'd say, knowing that they actually exist.
Yeah, I think that's a serious enough payday for your particular.
Enough that you were willing to fabricate information on the sheriff of Riverhop. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good to me. So yeah. We haven't actually told you what information you've gotten as far as the like shipping manifesto. So if you have nothing else you want to do, we will let you get that.
Question: would that have technically triggered just honor, since he did sort of threaten this person despite the fact they were in a pretty nasty spot?
I can see that.
Yeah, I can see that.
Okay.
That feels justifiable to me, so I will. We will allow it.
Okay, thank you.
Unfortunately, I did not participate in the crimes.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But if I were to light this place on fire, then
you did assist.
I did, but I did not. Well,
I would argue that I think the biggest thing is that I don't know that you got a significant haul out of this.
Yeah.
So and as far as illegal caper, I don't know that it was impressive odds.
Yeah.
Just difficult but not impressive. So don't worry, we'll find you an opportunity.
I mean, if I set the place on fire and then escape the clearing, then that's probably escaping from certain death or incarceration.
Yeah, probably.
But I feel like the others would not take kindly to that.
No.
So I'll hold off.
Probably not.
Well, if you had a time release bomb, like basically you leave it in the bathroom.
I could make one, but
I mean, they definitely know it was you.
Yeah.
I mean, that would fit your MO and profile.
And also
they have
just,
on file.
Just saying, I do have the family connection with Nail, so technically it's one of those just. Whoops.
Well, he didn't pay attention to you while you were messing with fire and whatnot. You could have been making a bomb.
Also, the fact that Gustav's components probably include several timers.
Yeah.
Can we just go?
Yeah, that would be using destroy.
Yeah, let's
Why
go.
did I take clean pause as my drive in this group?
Because you didn't think things through.
No, I didn't.
Because you thought you could wipe your paws off on the other three.
Actually, yeah, that's a fair point.
I mean, I'll be honest. I was kind of like, okay, wait for them to, cause a ruckus and then slip in. Which was kind of how the trust your luck, test your luck roll went. Was just like, please just draw attention somehow.
Because you're still known in the bathroom. Like, he may go in to check on you, leave that there, and
let's just go. Let's just check the manifest and leave.
So here's what the manifest says. There is the shipment is there's about 15 boxes, it looks like. Maybe 15 to 17. It's a bit hard to tell. The writing's a bit smudged from the sweat of from the general sort of sweat of getting out of that situation. But it's about 15 to 17 boxes of black powder being shipped tonight or today. And it seems that about half the boxes are going to Marcusat officers who will be picking it up at one point, and then later Erie soldiers will be picking up another portion. But the amount listed for both, like the amount specified for both, is less than the total number being shipped.
Is there no receiver listed for the remainder?
There is one box aside from those two, and that's listed as Salem/Cassia, with no notes on who they are. There also seem to be some custom modifications to that box.
Oh.
It's not just straight gunpowder. It's not just straight black powder. But like metal plates that are oddly shaped.
Oh boy, shaped charges. So what's
But yeah,
what's the information attached to that box again?
So Giet is the primary receiver for the Marcasat, and Servius is the primary receiver for the Erie.
Which is still a lot of gunpowder to be receiving on a day when you're coming in for peace talks.
Right.
And then
there isn't that much information listed on exactly what all the parts and pieces are for the one box. Just that it is marked, but it should be pretty easy to find. I mean, you know where the box is going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's head back to the boat.
And you also know who's going to be looking on when you're with the box.
Yeah.
Worst comes to worst, we can just blow up the whole ship.
So, heading back, this will be another journey. Doing the 4 exhaustion again?
What do y'all think?
I mean, I've already got 2 exhaustion, and so does Dread.
Yeah, I just cleared mine. I didn't have that many to begin with. So like I could do more than one.
Well, it's one of those.
We're going to something that might be a little dangerous, so I think we take the -1 for things, since we have some people at that are at 2 right now.
Yeah, let's just go ahead and take the -1 then.
Don't have me roll. My dice have decided to change.
I'll roll. Oh,
I was thinking
that's a 6.
A 6. 6 is not great.
6 is bad.
dangerous situation.
Specifically,
Really, I see a 7.
I forgot the -1.
They did minus. Yeah, they did the -1. So that's on a miss. Something terrible. Or that's the wrong one. On a miss, you are embroiled in the middle of a dangerous situation before you arrive.
Oh boy.
Let me think. Cat, do you think this is the right time to meet Deirdre? Because this is from Cool Water to River Skip, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, this might be a good point to drop in, Deirdre.
So as you are following the path from Cool Water to River Skip, you see something along the path. Specifically, you see a wolf with a great honkin' broadsword standing in the middle of the road, feet planted in a firm stance, tip of the sword in the dirt. And she looks at the group of you and goes, "Halt! Go no further."
Great. Stralden, Nail, which one do you want to take this?
Why?
Stralden's. Let's see about the options we have here. This is definitely the read a dangerous situation, tense situation. Yes.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna ask why.
Ooh, that's cunning. Oof.
Fine, you answer Azure's question why, and then I'll read a tense situation.
And she is going to respond, "We are clearing the area of Marcasat and Erie soldier, and we would not want denizens of the wood to get hurt."
Oh.
And this is the only path to and from Cool Water.
Now, are you saying that we are denizens of the woodland, or are you saying that we would hurt denizens of the woodland?
She's basically keeping the area clear while they have a purge. Lovely.
Yep.
That's great. All right, reading attention situation.
Right.
6. I got nothing. I get Jack.
That's a hard move for us.
Anyone else want to take a stab at reading a tense situation?
Yeah, so he's going to sort of probably look more, because he's got his hand sort of on his blade generally. The fact that she had an open drawn weapon usually means that there's people waiting as well. So he's going to take a moment and sort of look around, trying. Oh, dang it! I hate when I do that. Nope.
Another 6. You need 7 or more to get just 1.
So here's what I'm gonna say. You feel Mint and Stralden. You feel the very, very sharp point of an arrow right up against your backs.
Dang it! I raised my hands.
And you hear a voice going, "Man, these rubes always fall for the kid stuff." And it's Rocky.
Are you kidding me, kid?
And Rocky just like raises an eyebrow and goes, "Kid? I'm like 30, dude."
What? How am I taller than you?
I have a problem.
I don't want to talk about it. I'm just gonna say my condolences, and I'm just gonna drop it.
So, what range am I at the moment to them?
So they're at point blank range for me, buddy. So
yeah. Rocky has both crossbows, and he is sort of just aimed at both Stralden and Mint. So I would say far for Deirdre, the wolf, and close for Rocky.
All right.
He's close for Rocky. Okay.
I'm thinking I'm just gonna quick shot.
Which one? Deirdre?
Rocky. Because it's at close range.
Okay. Quick shot. Sorry, I'm trying to see.
This is gonna go great.
It's on special, 4th one down.
Special, 4th one down? Oh, I'm on the wrong.
Or on the right side.
Oh, yes. Sorry. Sorry, I was looking in the wrong spot. So yeah, with a quick shot, roll with luck.
Yep. 10.
Ooh. Okay.
Choose 2.
Yeah.
So, let's see.
I'll be right back in a sec.
Yep.
I'm having to double check on the cleave, so. Okay. That's what cleave is.
So I'll go ahead and not mark decay.
Okay.
And not mark exhaustion.
Okay. So yes, that's going to be an injury for Rocky. The arrow sort of like digs into one of his shoulders, and Rocky obviously looks not super happy about that. And the crossbow bolts, you can feel the crossbow bolt lower from your back, Mint, as that arm sort of goes down. But Rocky is going to, at that, back away to keep you all out of in crossbow range, but out of sword range.
And that was with my crossbow as well.
Yep.
Right. So who's the one behind me?
Right. It was Rocky, but he's sort of backed up.
Okay.
And upon being shot, he's going to say, "Criminy, man! We're just trying to keep this part of the woods safe, and we don't want anyone else getting hurt."
Well, then don't point crossbows at us.
Don't look threatening!
Wow, pot kettle much.
Threatening?
What did I miss?
I mean, I did just shoot you with a crossbow, but I mean, I don't look that threatening, do I?
What? Did you have reason to believe we were with the Ivory or the Marquisate?
No, we clearly know enough about you that we know you're not, which is why we're keeping you here and not letting you in the village where a fight is happening, you dingus.
But why? Why point crossbows at my back? Eh?
Gustav just has the nodding in the background.
Deirdre is going to sigh from her position and hold up a hand and say, Rocky, please hold.
All right, so you're not going to rob us then. Okay, good.
No, the intent was not to rob you.
Then what was that line about falling for the kid stuff? That's totally what you say when you've just sprung an ambush.
As I said, Rocky is, or as I was about to say, Rocky is a bit overzealous and far too trigger happy for his own good. And you see Rocky sort of he has lowered his crossbows and is trying to find a way to dig the bolt out without causing too much damage to himself.
Also, yeah, dual-wielding crossbows. How's the reload situation there?
I have some ideas about that.
Stralden is going to approach the Rockies and sort of take the moment to sort of go there and to hold still. This never is an easy thing. And is basically so going to use his strength to pull the bolt from the wound.
That's not why he was having trouble with it. I mean, it happens. And you hear Rocky let out another sort of gasp of pain, and then he looks at you and goes, "You moron! I don't have anything to bandage this right now. I don't want to bleed out."
Gustav calmly holds up some bandages from his pack. Or some cloth and gauze.
Go for it. Marker decay, but yeah, you can bandage him.
Yeah.
I am rubbing my temples again.
And I will say, you can actually sort of see in the distance there is a bit of smoke.
Yes, with the crossbow bolt in hand, and he's sort of fiddling with it in that he's going to approach the person with the sword. And so, speak plainly, please.
I have spoken as plainly as I can. We are just trying to prevent any unnecessary casualties. In the chaos of battle, a lot of unforeseen circumstances can happen.
So what about the whole bomb threat in Riverhop?
That gets her to look she looks really upset about that line. And she says, "It is not something I am fond of personally."
Oh, would you like to elaborate on that?
And before anything can happen, those inside of Rocky can see him sort of making a "don't you dare talk" gesture towards Deirdre.
And while he's doing that, Gustav yanks the bandage tight.
Ah! Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Oh, do you have something to contribute there, Rocky? I look kind of between them pointedly. Between Rocky and Deirdre.
Rocky looks from Deirdre, who is like 3 times his size, and again wielding a huge sword, and says, and then looks towards y'all and goes,
"Look, I'm just trying to make sure everything goes according to our boss. That's all. That's all I want out of this. It's for the good of the citizens."
And that's as much as he says.
How does the gunpowder fit into your boss's plan?
I'm more of a messenger kind of guy. I don't read the papers.
I look to Deirdre.
I doubt that.
I mean, you can check if he's lying.
Well, it's one of those, even if someone's a messenger, chances are they'll have at least some idea of what's being delivered.
Fair.
Deirdre sighs and goes, I am not going to inform you about the full extent. I am just trusting that this will go according to plan, and that in the end the citizens will no longer be bound by either the Marquisat or the Erie.
Okay, so
you plan to do that by blowing up the peace treaties so that they wage war even harder and kill more innocent civilians.
Yeah, we were kind of hired to stop that, which I suspect you might be aware of.
He's going to try to reach out to her and say, we don't want any of either the Erie, and this is him saying this, like the Erie or the Marquisat, to expand into matters of the people themselves here. Please work with us. And he's going to try to persuade her to sort of elaborate more so, because she seems to be a bit more open to the idea.
Okay.
Just a charm roll.
Yep. Eight. I think, oh man, Cat, what do you think would be the best thing here to make to see Deirdre swayed?
Because he's tried to help Rocky with to remove the bolt that accidentally happened. He's tried to
accidentally.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I could see the healing Rocky to possibly give a +2 on that to convince her of your motives, converting that 8 into a 10.
Yeah, I think I think what you have done and just your general Actually, we should probably do the reputation roll. Why don't you do that real fast?
Let's skip the reputation roll. You got a 10, and you convinced her that.
Okay.
Yeah, you're probably doing what you say you're doing.
Okay. Deirdre sighs. Her hands are still on the sword, but again, it's planted in the ground. It's not, unless she switches to a battle stance, it'll be pretty obvious when she's going to strike.
Because he's kept his hands clear of his own blade, so.
Deirdre says, Alex just wants to make. Alex has thought the way that we've solved all these problems in the past is when the fighting gets so intense between the Erie and the Marquisat that the citizens can't stand it, is when we have the capability of pushing them out. If the citizens are comfortable, they won't.
Oh,
if the citizens are comfortable, they'll be happy to sit under the thumb of a power that does not hold their best interests.
Lovely. I've heard this story before. A few times, in fact. The slight problem is that right now these parties are currently on their way to broker a peace in that clearing. Like, that is literally the outwardly stated job they are intended for, and that is the worst time to do a terrorism.
All you will do is drive the citizens.
Actually
to
murdering
follow them.
diplomats on both sides is actually just one of those things that does not make anything better.
And Rocky is going to roll his eyes and go, gee, tell him everything, why don't you?
Yes, please do. Listen to what he says.
Deirdre is going to shoot Rocky a glare and go, it's not diplomats speaking. It's generals of the Erie and Marquisat.
Lieutenant Giat, yes, I know. Not nice people, but that's not what the Marquisat and the Erie are going to say once they are blown to smithereens. They're going to say, oh, look, our officers got blown up on the way to a peace talk. Well, time to crack down.
Yes, but who are they more likely to blame? The denizens or each other?
Unfortunately, they're probably likely to blame both here in this case.
They'll
They will
crack down
always
on everybody. They'll step everything up. Because whatever they might externally blame, internally they're going to be like, huh, it wasn't one of ours because ours got blown up too. So they're going to crack down on everybody in
and when they start
Riverhop
tracing,
and beyond.
when they
They're gonna
start
be
tracing
pissed.
the gunpowder has a trail too.
Yeah.
And it's going to come back to the denizens. This is not the right way. I understand you want to have...
Like, yes, they're obviously their public relations are going to blame each other for this horrible tragedy, but their private intelligence is going to be like, huh, there's an element in among the denizens that blew up both sides. Let's kill them. Let's crack down real hard on them.
And Deirdre is going to sigh and pick up the sword and sheath it. She's not moving from her spot necessarily, but she is, putting away the weapon. And she just says, I just don't know what to do. And Rocky scoffs and goes, oh, here we go again. Look, neither of those idiots on either side have noticed anything we've done so far. They keep blaming everyone else. They keep blaming the Erie when we blow up the mills nearby, and the Erie keeps blaming the Marcasat when we burn down the roost. I don't exactly see how they're going to notice anything different here.
How many people died when you did that?
Those were military targets. These are
regular people.
Well, no, they're generals still going to
no,
this.
No,
but
I'm saying like they're okay.
Mm-hmm. And how many died just existing with this whole thing going on?
The people of Riverhop.
I think the net positive is in our favor.
I get that you have a system where you turn them against each other, and then you get the denizens angry at them because things get progressively crappier, and then you push them out. I get that's worked for you.
Talking about people as statistics is a dangerous habit.
And I've helped secure a clearing or two myself, frankly. So I know that works. But again,
wolf.
When you've already got both parties coming in for a peace talk that the people kind of want, so that, even if it's not the perfect independent status quo, it's at least, an end to tensions so that people can buy.
Excuse me. Have you actually asked any of the citizens of Riverhop if they want it, or did you just hear it from your boss?
Have you asked any of the citizens of Riverhop?
Gee, I don't know. Does our secret organization that infiltrates clearing have any information about people who might or might not want it to happen?
I don't know. Do they?
He gives you the middle finger.
Gustav just calmly manners.
Still, blowing up actual peace talks is beyond the pale and goes further than your standard revolutionary action. It crosses a line. It crosses a line that the Marquisate and the Irie will be more than happy to walk over once it's broken.
This is inviting all-out war, and the only people that truly suffer are the people caught between. And this is not the way to get the people with you. He just sort of shakes his head sadly. It's
not to mention, you call yourself a secret organization. How will they know to support you?
That's not how they operate, Gustav. Quiet down.
I think at the sort of lines you've been throwing down, that Rocky's sort of look is getting a lot harder
the actual age is starting to show a little bit on his face. And he sort of he sort of glares at you and goes, "You know what? I don't think you're ever gonna get it."
No,
So,
I chose the life of a vagabond, not a revolutionary, so maybe I won't.
Yeah. That's the fun part, isn't it? You got to choose.
And Rocky is going to stand up and brush himself off. And he's going to point to Deirdre and say, "Come on. We've wasted enough of their time, I guess. Things are probably fine now."
That's ominous. I look over to Deirdre.
Deirdre is, again, she does not look super happy about any of the circumstances.
Stralden would at least offer thank you for at least being the voice of a voice of reason. At least, thank
you. She sighs and extends a hand to you.
He'll take it, and the warriors kind of shake.
Yeah. Yeah. And she'll say, she'll sort of whisper, "I hope you have stronger convictions about this than I do." And we'll leave.
Yeah. Not much convincing revolutionaries once they've got their plan of action going.
No,
Yeah.
but we should hurry.
Yep, let's go. Right now.
And Gustav will put his hammer back in his bag from where it had been sitting beneath him. Just in case.
Fair enough.
Because he was next to Rocky and behind, so if needed, he would have just whacked him upside the head.
Fair enough. All right. So the rest of the trip back to Riverskip is fairly uneventful, aside from the smell of burning wood and the sounds of fleeing soldiers. It sounds like
Lovely.
Yeah, upon actually getting back to the town, yeah, this is the kind of thing why the denizens are not too thrilled about this war. Several of the buildings that you saw coming out, they're burned out shells now.
Oh boy.
You don't actually see any dead bodies. You do see people collecting bodies. You're not sure if they're collecting the dead or getting the wounded to where they can be treated. But there's no fight here.
Revolution's in the air. Ain't it sweet?
And out of character. And what does Rocky think will happen when they become the dominant power? Someone's going to rise up against them.
Well,
Rocky hasn't thought that far.
That's honestly
Rocky's not planner.
No, he's
Rocky's
doer,
also, Rocky's not the boss of this operation.
No.
Yeah, he's one of the firebrands and the world's Tinder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's a believer.
Yeah, and unfortunately, well, he's not the one that's probably going to have to deal with some of the more immediate after effects either, compared to his other companion.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a nice ninja village to hide in.
He does. So real fast, want to know a fun fact about malnutrition?
What?
It stunts your growth really hard.
Ooh.
Oh yeah. Like childhood starvation will basically
that would do
cut
it.
your height.
Yeah, that completes the character in my head. Yep.
Yep.
As I said, the thing is, like, the line he left out on, like, again,
he didn't have a choice. Yeah.
Stralden didn't. Like, he was forced into the life.
I mean, I was sort of...
Yeah.
For me, it was more like consequences of my actions. So I kind of did choose, but not intentionally.
Mint absolutely chose his path in life.
Yeah, it's funny.
Mint does not have a tragic backstory that led to him being a con squirrel.
Yeah, he's just the victim of his parents' crimes. So literally, he's completely at the mercy of something else.
My backstory is tragic, but not for me.
Yeah.
Oh, can we quote that, please? Just
Oh, that is beautiful.
That's t-shirt material right there. My backstory is tragic.
Can we just like push that to become one of the all-time great like tabletop RPG quotes? Well, yeah, my backstory is tragic, but not for me. God, I love it.
It's a very real line for RPG characters.
Yeah.
Yeah. And with Gustav, it's literally just like, well, I guess I'm no longer allowed back here.
Yeah, your backstory is basically, sir, this is an Arby's.
I don't think I've seen that.
It's just
sir, this is a McDonald's drive-through.
It's a meme / joke about, like, you know, when people do long rants about a particular topic, the response being, sir, this is an Arby's.
Sir, this is a hot topic.
You know, respond of, this is a store of some kind. I am not paid to deal with this.
Yeah.
Not to mention the whole. I admit I stayed background while you were doing the discussion, but I was tempted to start like doing sketches for like a automatically reloading crossbow, just as the dangerous idea to clear exhaustion track.
Yeah. See, definitely a pretty dangerous one. But yes, so you are now in River Skip, and you see the aftermath of a battle of some kind.
So what happened to our boat?
So the boat is still there. It now has 15 boxes. You're pretty sure you know what's in them. Jill is on board, leaning over to the side, washing her daggers. Aeneas is patching up Bonefolder, and Bonefolder is just sitting down, obviously exhausted.
The man is already covered in scars, and it looks like he just added some new ones.
Pretty much, yeah.
Lovely.
You don't see any sign of those who would have assailed the crew. On the other hand, you're pretty sure you wouldn't see the bodies right now anyway.
How red's the river?
It's a big river, so not very.
Okay.
The stream is tainted a little bit, but not much.
Just the curious question.
No, that's fair.
So it's just enough that if you're looking for it, you can see it.
It's got some ash in it as well, so there's that.
Mm.
And a bit of a flotsam charred lumber. You're pretty sure it's lumber.
Well, looks like you've been busy since we were gone.
Oh, it's been a rather eventful day, yes.
Yes. Same here. Not quite as eventful as yours, it seems, but it's not a competition.
I will say that Jill is looking at the sort of like charred out husks of buildings, and that looks like it disturbs her more than the like
Bodies.
The bodies. And she sort of she lets out a long sigh at seeing that, seeing the destruction that has sort of happened.
What kind of monsters, right?
Yeah, it would be nice to go home again.
Ouch. My condolences there. There's a story there that needed to be told in 6 words, was that?
I think so. It would be nice to go home again. Okay, it was 8 words. Pretty close.
I'm sorry we were not here earlier. We were unfortunately waylaid on our trip back.
I'm not sure we would have had a huge impact on the course of things, to be fair.
It might have made things worse.
I don't know that Jill necessarily wants to hear that, but
Nail.
Don't slap.
Nail.
I mean, it's probably true.
It is true for Nail.
Yeah.
Bonefolder looks at the bandage work and apparently satisfied, picks up Aeneas and puts her on the boat, and then looks to the party and extends a hand.
Yeah,
I just
well,
jump up
Stralden
on
will take the talk about the climb up. You mean?
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
No,
I'm-
it looks like he intends to just pick you up and place you on the boat if you are too weary to do so yourself.
Stralden will just pick up one of the people and all just to make it a quick little grab take.
Grab toss.
Gustav basically just hops up.
Mhm.
Once you're all aboard, Bonefolder himself picks up the ties to the dock and finally jumps aboard himself.
He'd help him sort of climb up when he goes for the jump.
Bonefolder nods in appreciation.
You're welcome, sir.
I'm gonna go check on the cargo real quick with the manifest.
The cargo is 15 boxes all piled on the top of the deck. There's nothing hidden underneath.
Are they labeled in any way? Like these are for the Irie, these are for the Marquisette, this is for...
These are unlabeled.
unlabeled. So...
Except for one which has an X on it.
Which is for
Special
the
cargo.
other people.
How secluded is the cargo from the rest of the ship?
Not. It's
No,
all
it's
on
not.
deck.
It's like a barge, so.
I mean, there is space underneath, but it would be space to handle maybe 3 to 5 of the boxes at most.
Yeah, there's
They're not gonna be able to hide
there's no way I'm hiding this. I just go up to, what was her name?
Jill.
Jill? Say, Jill,
Yes.
who's got the I guess I've got the manifest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you do.
Say, we've uncovered some information about this shipment that merits some investigation, I think.
And what would that be exactly?
Well, some of this is going towards the militaries, which is not in itself unusual, but there's one going towards unspecified client, unspecified location with unspecified alterations.
I mean, no, we know who it's going to. We just don't know who they are. Their names are on the list.
Yeah.
And about this time, you feel the boat get into motion as Aeneas and Bonefolder take a couple of the poles and push off, setting off into the current. You're now underway. You're now not docked.
Would you mind if I just quickly inspected one of the boxes of gunpowder real quick?
I personally wouldn't mind, but I believe Aeneas would not enjoy that happening without her supervision.
Yeah, Aeneas can supervise. I'm not looking to try anything suspicious. Need to conduct an investigation here. Got a job.
I suppose. Aeneas, Miss Cabinet, could you please take care of this?
And the stout beaver woman leaves her post at the sort of helm that Jill takes over, and looks at you and goes,
Yes, what do you want?
I'd like to inspect one of the. I'd like to inspect one of the boxes. I've received information that places it under great suspicion. You'd be free to supervise me as I inspected it, of course.
Very well. I was going to inspect anyway, so let us begin.
All right.
Meanwhile, Gustav will probably handle the opening to make sure it's not booby trapped.
"That seems fair."
Honestly, yes, fair.
That's a very good idea.
It's not booby trapped. It is securely nailed shut, but it is possible with some concerted effort to pry it open.
Well,
Mhm.
Stralden can do that, and probably go back. once he
someone
does
with some might and a crowbar.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
he'd do that, then
Yeah.
go back to helping with the steering.
This is the kind of thing we're skipping the roll for because there isn't really a good thing that happens if you would fail the roll. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
as I said.
Well, there's one really bad thing that could happen, but it seems like it would
Yeah.
cut the story short pretty fast.
also, given the tools that they employ, I don't see a spark being ignited. So
Well, Depends on who's shooting the arrows, I guess.
Yeah. I kind of wanted to make a joke there with it being nailed shut, of Nail just sitting on top of the crate.
Nail is now for her.
But no. Nail's.
So that
doing
means
other
it would
things.
be nailed open then, if Nail's holding the crowbar?
Anyway,
And you did nail Rocky.
let's just
I sure did.
Mm-hmm.
box open, please.
Yes. Box am opened.
Is this the X crate or one of the others?
Yes, the X crate.
Okay, well, yeah, it's mostly gunpowder, and shaped metal, and a few, there seem to be a couple hand drills in this as well.
A couple what? Sorry?
Hand drills.
Hand drills.
Oh shit.
Yeah, like the drills that you would use as a hand tool.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. These are definitely a specific set of tools.
Oh my.
Yes. Very good mining opportunity in town, I have heard. So
Mining opportunity.
Gustav,
do you know any
twitching.
good? Do you know any good mining opportunities in Riverhop?
No. Meanwhile, he's like muttering to himself as he's calculating the blast radius that this would cause and trying to figure the damage. He's doing like all the calculations to himself.
These are shape blasting charges. Is basically what we got a kit for here.
Are you measuring just this one box or the 7 charges or what?
For now, it's this box as shaped charges, like how much damage this could inflict.
Not too much. Especially if it looks like it's enough for like 2 or 4 or so shaped charges. Certainly far less than would be needed to bring down the building. This looks like it's part of a larger plan, intended to maybe detonate something else or something.
Well, I'm just going
like small explosives itself.
Something.
Yeah, I'm just going with this sort of setup. The coins and such were moved out, but that's shrapnel capability.
Could it bring down like bring down a building? Like if you used it on the foundations or the pillars?
It could do damage, but this one box itself would not be enough.
No, I think Dread might be onto something. Could you make a shrapnel explosive with these?
If they're going IED method, yeah.
They could. It wouldn't be enough to get everyone. It'd just be enough to maybe incite panic and stuff.
Can I say something just
That's
real
all
fast?
they'd have to do.
I just want to say something real fast. When we started this, did not expect as many people in this group to have explosive knowledge. Kind of scary when you think about it.
It's one of those, I read a lot of stories and sci-fi military shit, so...
No worries, man. It's something I mostly a joke.
I grew up Navy, so I'm used to talking about like how cannons and a lot of the explosives work with that.
I'm just a nerd.
Having to...
I was once Powder Keg's DM, so...
Oh god, yeah.
You're right.
I'm probably on a watch list for the things I've had to Google for him.
And you have my condolences for that, Spud.
Anyway.
Okay, if you're pursuing this, I'll let you do an alternate figure someone out to be figure something out. Cunning. Straight.
Couldn't that just be a tense situation?
Yeah, honestly.
No, because this isn't a tense situation yet.
Well, yeah, it's not really like the kind
You're
of...
figuring out from the abstract just from the equipment present. You don't really know how they intend to use it.
13. Okay. That's a 3. So I guess pick 3 of those and we can sort of translate them.
What does the character expecting these intend to do?
So these look These could be IEDs, but these look more like secondaries intended to trigger something else. Something that is not in this box.
Okay, so since I have one and Spud has 3, we've got 4 of them.
One of which you just used.
Yeah, I just used one of my holds. Okay. So, is there something already in town that would be ideal for these secondary charges?
Gonna be in town.
Is it this whole shipment?
Well, actually, yeah, it does look like these could possibly trigger the other boxes if the other boxes were appropriately placed, but these are 3 independent agents. How would that work?
Well, we just had a thing with Rocky, if we
Three
recall.
independent agents who are working together to blow up the peace talks.
Basically,
None of
one
them
person
want
buys
peace.
this, one person buys that, and the third person with the knowledge of how to set it up.
And everyone gets what they want. Except the actual people of Riverhop.
Yeah,
I'll give you another clue in exchange for one of your holds, if that's okay.
Yes, please.
Actually, this looks like all too much for that. These triggers triggering maybe one of the sets of 7 would be more than enough to blow up the peace talks.
I might be trying to blow up the bank too.
see, what are the major things in Riverhop now?
Yeah,
If there's 4 ship charges...
Yeah, what are the targets of value in Riverhop? Let's say
Okay, well, aside from the clearing itself, or aside from the meeting hall itself, and this is going to be your first question. So there's also like the bank, the hospital, the town hall, any of a few major trading hub or trading halls.
The sheriff's office too, probably.
Yeah, and warehouses near the port, near the meeting hall.
But yeah, if you blow up like things on both sides of them, like the Erie and the Market set respectively, they're going to look like the other one, and then the peace talks themselves.
And honestly, they don't need to like demolish a building. They just need to shrapnel the peace talk and let the panic do the rest.
And actually, the people that they have on the shipping manifest ordering it, it could be that they didn't actually order it and someone ordered it in their name so that it could be traced back to them.
At this point, I'm going to ask for the exhaustion roll because you're far enough downriver that something may happen.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go.
So how much exhaustion are you spending on this check?
We probably don't want something severe to happen when we're on a boat full of gunpowder. But honestly, like, I'm tempted to become the severe obstacle and be like, no, we have to stop the boat now.
Yeah, I don't particularly have the exhaustion to.
I'm clear.
Yeah.
I
and
can
Spud for we each pay 2
yeah,
to break it to a 0.
Yeah, we can pay 2 each there.
Yeah, it's just that. 4 total from the group, and if you got some who aren't that exhausted, you can do that.
Yeah, because I think like basically we both cleared it, and he's probably pretty paranoid. I'm probably sort of on the lookout after the whole fight thing. So that would explain the.
Meanwhile, Gustav's muttering to himself with sketches, trying to figure out where everything fits.
Also, it is already sunset, and you will be resting soon, and I'll fiat that between sessions, you're going to be recovering your exhaustion.
Oh.
Well, you resting automatically recovers 1 exhaustion. So
Yeah. And question, what clearing was it that had the Grand Duchy happen in?
River Jump?
No.
River Jump was Gustav's sort of home zone. The
Borough Fair.
Borough Fair, yeah, that's where they're
Borough Fair, you think, although you're not sure if it's just holes or if it's a Grand Duchy, but there are certainly holes, and there's a ruin there.
Okay.
All right. So 2 exhaustion from me, 2 exhaustion from Stralden. Anyone else contributing to add a bonus, or is that it?
I can
Wow.
put one in.
I mean,
How many are you at right now?
don't you only have one
I'm
left?
I'm at 2 from what I remember.
All right, then
Oh, right.
we'll
The other
just
one's
we'll just
okay.
all be at 2 then. So it'll be 0. So I'll just roll 2d6 for our travel roll.
Okay.
6.
I
Okay.
had already
The
rolled.
dice have been.
Wait, you already did it? Was that yours?
Yeah.
7. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll take the 7. So you don't get ambushed per se, but you don't really get a chance to interfere or sabotage the gunpowder before you start coming into view of Riverhop, and then your chests start vibrating.
What?
Your chests start vibrating.
That's why.
Just the chests?
Then the rest of your bones, and then you hear it. Drums. Very loud drums. Soon accompanied by flutes.
Like marching drums?
Like marching drums from the south. And you come into view, and oh yeah, the Marquisate is here. They are proceeding out of the path. They're important officers first, and then a legion of cats in black, just spreading out and dispersing. But yeah, the number of ninja that you were faced by, no, this is a proper military unit, and they know stealth ops. They have been trained in stealth ops.
Oh boy, as if this place wasn't enough of a powder keg.
And then, as if to counter, lute and viol come from kind of up above to the east. And yeah, you definitely have dueling military music. They are trying to out-trumpet each other.
So which
And
side
this-
uses the bagpipes?
Neither of them, fortunately, not this time.
Neither of them have the honor for bagpipes.
That's a Dennison instrument, clearly.
Right. Yeah. And well, it would be sky darkening, except it kind of already is nighttime, or at least twilight. And yeah, you see the Aerie officers coming in, followed by a legion of crows. A positively murder of crow soldier.
Boo.
Oh boy.
I know that's rich coming from me, but
No,
boo.
it would be an unkindness.
What's an
They're
unkindness of? I thought it was an unkindness of ravens.
Yeah, and these are crows specifically.
Okay, crows. Okay, never mind then.
Let's get it right.
Right. Now, which one of you was the greatest believer in conspiracy theories?
Gustav?
Who has heard of the Corvid conspiracy?
I played the Corvin conspiracy, but
Right.
that's not.
Well, no,
now.
your character has heard of the Corvid conspiracy. And here, the Erie soldiers are all Corvids.
So
What?
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What?
You-
I might
this is one of those,
missing. I
like-
might be missing something here.
This is one of those, like, you just see the reaction, the screen goes black, and you just hear, oh, shit.
So yeah, the two newest factions of the game are the Grand Duchy, who we have made some comments towards, and the other one is the Corvid conspiracy, who it's a basic. It's not a cult exactly. It's a series of
They're anarchists.
Crow
Pranksters
anarchists.
and mischief causers.
I'd say more anarchists because they want everyone else to lose and make fun of them. They are known for like planting bombs that blow up entire armies. I kid you not. In the root session that we were in, I think we lost a total of maybe 15 to 20 soldiers combined
something like
to a
that.
single bomb.
Yeah. They can also.
That's what made me win.
Yeah. Just game mechanic wise.
Yeah.
That said, not every Corvid is in the Corvid conspiracy. It's just a thing that exists.
Yeah, so you do not know yet if this is the Corvid conspiracy or if it's just a bunch of crows being Erie soldiers. It could be either.
But they're all about traps.
Yeah.
And we are literally guiding one in.
Yeah, and you are now in line of sight of both armies.
Oh bloody heck.
I wonder if anyone recognizes me.
Oh god, like this is like if you had a nightmare for Stralden, this would be pretty close to it.
I was really hoping we could have like done this in quiet. I did not expect both armies to just show up and fill the town by the time we got back.
Yeah,
I
so
mean,
that's the threatening situation your travel roll got.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to be pretty blunt. If you knew the other side was about to pick up a whole bunch of gunpowder, you might want to be there just to sort of, we're watching you.
Do we want to announce it?
Bonefolder, as soon as he sees this, starts picking up boxes of gunpowder, tossing 7 to one bank and 7 to another, unless you stop him.
We're not going to stop this. This is just...
No.
Okay. The small detachments from each side stream beeline to pick up their consignments.
Question:
What the one Xbox?
What type of powder is this?
It's black gunpowder.
Well, no, there are different variants of black powder is the thing. So,
in this setting at this time, no, there really aren't. There is black powder from different manufacturers, but it's not really classified.
Okay, because like some of the powder will, as it's being moved, will just start breaking apart into its components and release this cloud of flammable dust.
It's not that.
So that's why I'm asking.
So this may be one of the reasons why it is nailed into sealed shut boxes.
Yeah.
No dust is coming out of them.
Yeah.
And Bonefolder is making sure the Xbox is nailed back tightly after the other 14 boxes are gone.
Okay, so where does our last Xbox go?
So you, the boat, and the Xbox are heading right towards the Peace Bridge conference.
It's happening it's happening on a bridge or what?
Yeah, the meeting hall is the bridge.
The meeting hall is built above and around the bridge. It is the bridge.
Oh.
Is there anything that looks like as we're approaching the bridge that has been placed under it?
Nope.
Well, look, someone's going to have to come for this box, and when they do, we're going to be here. I think that's our best option at this point, is to just be right in the middle of this. Great.
Well, to be fair, if someone's going to do something, it's probably going to take time. Like, that's still a lot of boxes of powder to move, so I don't think you have to worry about anything blowing up tonight.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm trying to find this quote while I'm doing it. It was in a book I had read, so
I'm gonna insist on being present for the handoff. I'm not gonna.
I do have something interesting. Given my history with the Erie and all, would I have noted any of the people that might have been someone I was aware of, given my history with them?
I'm going to say that you do, in fact, recognize Servius. Now that you see him, he is among the contingent picking up the Erie boxes.
You recognize his house crest, I think would be the best way to describe it.
Yeah.
Okay, his heraldic symbols.
Yeah.
You also recognize the heraldic symbols of the Erie leader, named Minerva, an owl. This is a high muckety-muck, high general, one of the leaders of the great houses.
I think the simplest way to describe it is if you go back to the previous, like the Great Civil War that the Erie had, Minerva is basically the person who got one of the people who got the Erie back together to start fighting the Marquisate again. Like she was her house went from like mediocre to you do not mess with the house of Ignatius.
Okay, but is she someone that is of an honorable note, or
Minerva? Yeah, so far as you know, yeah. Servius, meanwhile, it has been a mediocre house to mediocre house. You don't know as much about Servius.
Okay.
Yeah, the House Petronius is what Servius is Servius's house, and it's just consistent mediocrity throughout the entirety of its lifespan.
Okay, is there a way that I could like either do something like trust fate to see, basically try to get I would need something I needed to to talk to her or something like that without being obvious about it.
We're still on the
Minerva is
boat.
not among this group.
Well, I mean, but the other one, the Servius and all, like
Servius.
yeah.
I don't know that there's anything you could really do that would be that would be heard above the sort of.
What I said, like his
ward
presence,
drumming.
maybe like something with like the fact that he's because I mean, if he is somewhat of a visible person on the ship as a
Yeah.
No,
Peacock.
he's not on the ship.
Giant.
no Servius. I mean, if he was picking up some of the boxes and all, like an eye glance or just something that might have. I don't know if I could do it that way. I'm just thinking out loud.
I don't know
He's
that.
pretty concentrated on picking up his cargo.
Okay,
Yeah,
never mind then. Oh, well.
Sorry, I don't think you can get him. Sorry.
Nah, that's fine. I was just trying to see if there wasn't a way we could warn both sides about the actions of a third.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh well. Thank you though.
Anyway, so where are we pulling in with our cargo?
So you're heading all the way down to the bridge where Anias just tips the box over into the river and pushes it under the bridge, letting it float down.
Whoa, what?
Well, I mean, we can't fit the boat under the bridge.
Right. I mean, you can swim after it if you want, but the box itself is floating. Is just floating down there.
Was that part of the plan? Or is the plan just to fish it up downriver?
Aeneas nods. And you see a couple of figures shadowy at the under the far end of the bridge, who are in position to intercept the box when it reaches them.
Shadowy figures. Well, I think we found our buyers.
Yeah. So the box right now is ahead of things, right?
The box is under the bridge.
Yeah. Okay, since they're coming with that, since they'll be coming with it once we get past the bridge and all.
You're not going past the bridge unless you're diving. The boat stops.
No, I'm saying Stralden can fly, like over the river.
There is this massive building over there.
Yeah,
you're not flying over this.
I dive into the river.
Yeah, it's under or nothing. Well, possibly around, but
It's
definitely not over.
You could go over or around, but it would take about. Is I think what we're getting at.
It would take long. It would take long enough to go over that they would certainly be gone by the time you went over. Probably be gone by the time you went around.
If they were especially sneaker.
Yes, he's going in as well then.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you catch up with the box, or do you try to just stay back, or what?
I am small and could be carried away by the currents, so I'm going to try and latch onto the box.
Yeah, Gustav's. Go.
I'm sorry. He's going to try to catch up and get to where those people are landing. Like, but not quite at them, but right before, like, on land, so he can get back up and all.
I'll just follow from a distance.
Okay. Well, the box floats down.
Gustav's going to be like in the water and doing like stealth mode.
Makes sense for an otter.
Yeah.
Okay, so you eventually make out that this is a cat and a bird.
Cat and a what?
Bird.
Oh,
a crow specifically. It's a black cat and a crow.
Oh boy. Yeah, that makes sense.
We called it.
Called it?
Yeah, that was the someone from both sides is working together.
That was me.
Yeah.
Okay, do you stay with the box until it reaches them?
Yeah.
I think if once it gets fished out of the river, I think I'm going to be still on it because
Stralden is basically going to
the others might be watching from distance, so I'm going to be like right on it.
Yeah, Stralden's going to be there when he gets out and all. He's going to reach for the box because again, like he has the move Guardian, which basically can just sort of point out the sort of wait there with the, as I said, like with the box in the matter of things. Guardian lets me when you defend someone or something from immediate NPC or environmental threat. With the two of them waiting there, that could constitute a threat potentially.
Okay, well, they don't seem especially hostile, but they do wait for the box to reach them, and it looks like the cat is moving to grab it. You stop the cat.
He is going to sort of amble forward and sort of not quite. He's going to say, like, do you have the instructions on that you left to make sure that you are the proper owner?
Crow speaks up. Of course we do. The instructions were, we're here.
What were the words that you left with the... He sort of shakes a finger and asks, what were the words that you left with the deliverer?
That the deliverer wasn't supposed to send any guards. What are you doing here?
As he's picking up the crate, can I attempt roguish feats to try and, like, hang from the side or the bottom of the crate and try and, like, stay out of sight? Kind of just, like, latch on.
No, you're pretty sure you've been seen
right.
in the in the minutes it took for the box to float down.
All right.
Unless you're trying to be stealthy, like hiding underwater, you were seen.
Okay, fair enough. I'm just kind of like coughing for breath as I come back up.
Yeah.
That's it. The cat's not trying to brush you off yet.
He's
unless you're trying to stop him, the cat just grabs the box and heads for shore.
I'm just like, sorry about that. I didn't realize it was going to be like push it off and let it float down to you, and I kind of panicked, and I'm sorry. I just kind of got a little silly there. Thanks for helping me out.
That's all right. That's all right. Now, if you push along, though, we got business to be.
Oh yeah. By all means, I'm going to catch my breath.
Right.
Oh.
The cat allows you to ride the box, getting to shore, so long as you get with the apparent intention of you're getting off once we get to dry land.
Yeah,
Stralden would help him back up, at least, because to his knowledge, like it looked like the box just got pushed into the river, either by accident or whatever, so he's going to help him back up.
Yeah, I'm gonna hop off and make a show of drawing my tail and all that jazz.
Right. Right. The cat hefts the box, makes sure there's no one else on it, and begins to walk off, the bird very obviously guarding the cat.
All right, now we attempt to tail them.
Meanwhile, Gustav you just see like Gustav's eyes peer over the edge, and he's making notes of what they looked like and all the identifiers.
So the cat looks like one of the Market soldiers, and the bird looks like one of the Erie soldiers.
Not a whole lot of identifying marks.
Except they did not arrive with the armies. They were very obviously here well in advance.
So this is one of the things, like, he's making notes and sketches of stuff in a waterproof notebook.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's one of those, they try to burn publish the sketches.
But they're just generic soldiers.
No, newbie, not just them. I'm talking about the broker and the Woodland Alliance.
Okay, that's terrifying. You better not have any sketches of me.
All right. So you're trying to tail them to wherever they're going?
Yeah, I think that's the plan.
That would be a roguish feat.
Gustav, meanwhile, is going to deliver the report.
Where are you delivering it to?
Yeah, what?
Just report back to Jacqueline.
Oh, the sheriff and all.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Stralden is going to trust to fate to sort of keep him within sort of out of sight, generally.
Fair enough.
It just looked like he belongs in a particular place and all with the soldiers about as well.
So I'll give you this. Jacqueline is not home, is not at her office either. Looking about a bit, you hear her. Yeah, she is currently in conference with what appear to be the leaders of the Marquisate and Erie delegations.
Ooh, if I
Right, she was the
Good luck
mediator.
reporting to her right now.
yeah, maybe don't. If I put on one of my stolen military ranking insignia, can I kind of use that as sort of a disguise?
It is easy enough to cobble together a sufficiently good imitation of either Erie or Marquisate uniforms.
First,
Yeah, that's what I'll be doing. I was in the military, so I know how
Yeah,
to do
you-
things.
Unless you're a bird, it is probably better to disguise yourself as a Marquisate, because the Erie are birds. The Marquisate recruits.
The Erie also recruit, just not as often.
Right. Well, and the Erie mostly recruit birds.
Yeah.
All right, does that give me a bonus at all to my finesse or anything? Or
It makes it possible.
Yeah, if you mark decay, you are more than welcome to do that.
okay.
So this is my trust fate particular. One moment.
Ooh, nice.
I'm also doing Trust Fate. Ooh, bad.
Ow!
Ah, damn it.
Ooh, worse.
Wow.
Oh, okay. So
Okay.
that's definitely under a 6.
Yeah.
I think honestly that makes the most sense. It isn't. I think the easiest way to describe it is it isn't that they don't buy you guys being Marquisate. It's that seeing what appear to be Marquisate soldiers really freaks them out. I think that might be the easy way to describe it. Would you agree, Kat?
If that's what they see tailing them, then yeah, they make every effort to dodge and hide.
Stralden, however, has no problems following, even with the dodging and hiding.
Lucksack.
Well, the dice were sort of mean to me earlier, so
Disguised too well. That's new, honestly.
Yeah.
All right, well, it's on you, Stralden.
oh crap.
Don't you?
I mean, we can follow
know you-
Stralden.
Yeah. Eventually.
That's the one good thing about it. You can.
Well, for now, you need to at least tell them to where their destination is and tell us about that later.
Yep.
So get on it.
Yep. As I said, he's would be doing just that. Like basically, just sort of the meandering, and well, with the whole sellsword thing, like it's pretty easy to come across as a soldier for that matter. Bit more haggard than most, but probably regular or freelance recruited. So,
Okay, yeah. So you managed to hail them to a local house, nondescript. Lots of vegetation, lots of flora. You might almost say there's a garden here.
huh? Unusual.
Wait a tick-tock. That sounds like something we heard last sec.
And they are led in the front door by a gecko.
It's the lizard cult.
A gecko with somewhat elaborate robes and dress. She appears to be wondering what the box is, and they seem to just shrug it off. She seems a friendly sort. And then they are inside.
Okay.
And the door closes.
No one seems to be watching out or anything, right?
Nope.
Okay. He's probably going to take a spot that he could be seen from, in the sense of from the people trying to look for him, and is probably going to be taking a moment to sort of, again, doing soldier stuff, like checking over his gear and sort of that kind of thing. Something that wouldn't seem amiss in this kind of demilitarized area.
Mm-hmm.
This is no longer a demilitarized area.
This is a very
okay.
highly militarized area.
I'm sorry, I always get that freaking mixed up.
That said, no one really gives you a second look.
Yeah. But basically, he's enough that people, if they looked for him, could see him. The right ones can see him, but he's still watching over the house and all, but doing his like general maintenance.
Yeah. Honestly,
So
this like not as far as being seen or whatever, but this feels like a good read attempt situation. If I'm being honest.
I will roll that. That is read attempt. That is cunning. Oh boy, I think I have a negative in that. No, it's luck. No, so it's just a straight 2d6. Okay.
Yeah, I'll be blunt. This is not gonna be a good bad thing. This is just a general thing.
10.
So, all right, yeah, you can ask 3 if you so desire.
Oh, what are some good ones for read attempts? I'm gonna say, what about the house looks like an entry point? What would be vulnerable?
So there's a front door, obviously. There are a few windows, although they seem to be barred shut, and there is a back door. You're not sure if either door is locked, although it does look like the kind of small house where you would have trouble sneaking through, just because there's not that much place to sneak.
It's kind of a dumpy house. It looks like a lot more time was spent on the outside.
Okay, so the next question would be, what would be the biggest threat potentially in there beyond just the 2 soldiers? Like, does it look like there could be something more to it then?
The 2 soldiers are threatening. The lady does not look like a combatant. At least not a physical combatant, although she does look like the type to try to talk people into stuff.
Okay.
And you're not sure about this vibe you're getting from the garden either, although that doesn't seem to be a physical threat.
Okay. That would be with that. I'm going to take you up on that third hook you offered. And what looks to be unusual? Like, what should I be on the lookout for? Like, because you're talking about the garden being unusual. Like, it makes me wonder if it's not like a poisoner's garden or something.
No, it's more of a symbolic thing. Kind of a spiritual retreat kind of thing. That said, you've heard rumors of the lizard cult, and this lines up with those rumors you have heard.
Oh, there's all sorts of people playing the sides here.
Seems
crap.
Possible that this particular charismatic lizard might have talked other people into doing some dirty work.
I mean, she didn't seem to know what was in the box.
No,
that is true. That was
what kind of names are that? What are usual lizard names?
So I'll just allow you to have read on the mailbox. The owner of this house is named Rhodey.
Okay.
RHOD.
Yeah, the rhododendron, or like the short, like you usually tend to think of it like that.
Yeah.
Okay. He'd probably wait for the rest of them to catch up and keep watch for people like coming, going.
Nobody else comes and goes. The house is sealed up shut for tonight.
Okay.
How long do you keep up your watch?
And he'd probably try to keep up until like someone got a hold of, because he knows that names. Oh, that
the rest of the party easily catches up to you well before anyone else comes or goes.
Yeah, that's what he was trying to wait for, like someone to catch up so that he could fill them in on things.
Okay, does the rest of the party catch up to him?
I hope so.
Okay, you're now all assembled in an Overwatch spot, looking over Rhodey's house.
He would relay what he'd noticed and all with things, and just like there's sort of, he would look uneasy, like at the whole with everything. It's just like, so we just go with the thoughts.
Well, the box is in there.
Potentially. I'm just worried about an underground passage. For obvious reasons. Like, he would sort of look to our tinker, Gustav, and sort of...
The duchy.
What?
I was... Nail whispered the duchy, and I just
went along with it and said Tatachi.
Because underground passages.
Yeah, that's a thought.
I'll be right back. One moment.
So, do we want to try to see about entering tonight or resting and coming back refreshed tomorrow?
Well, I can try something. I start taking off some more of my vagabond gear and try and get down to some more just like civilian gear. If that's all right.
Do you need a assistance in this, or do you just want me to keep an eye out for you?
No, I just need to get a look inside, so I'm just gonna do the whole good neighbor routine.
Okay.
If that's all right with the GMs.
So describe this good neighbor routine, because you're not from town.
I'm not from. Yeah, it's just. I mean, it's a fairly big clearing. But anyway, I'm gonna kind of take off more of my, my weapons and my other gear.
So you're looking like a normal person, not an armed soldier.
Yeah.
Okay, are you like knocking at the door or peering in windows, or what you doing?
I might kind of peer in the window to see if like someone's inside, and then kind of go to the door and knock.
Well, the blinds are closed, although you do still hear a few mutterings around, and you smell some. From the smells and the tinks, you think dinner's happening inside.
All right.
When you knock, the same gecko opens the door.
Yes, hello? Would you like pamphlet?
Now that you mention it, yeah, I wouldn't mind a pamphlet. Sorry,
She hands you a very crudely drawn pamphlet.
What's the pamphlet about at a glance?
At the front of it says, "Why War is Bad" by Rhodey.
Oh dear.
It is very clearly propaganda.
Sure.
It's not. I'll be blunt. It's not very good propaganda because Andron, she's not exactly an artist.
Well, this is a very powerful message. Thank you. I feel the same way.
So you feel the same way? Oh, Brody not have Brody not been able to talk for a while. You want to come in dinner? I give you sermon.
Marveling at this fortune, I say, yeah. I can't help but kind of glance this side and where my compatriots are looking out and being like, well, here I go. And then it's just like, yeah, absolutely, I'll come on inside. I'd love to. Oh, is that dinner? I wouldn't want to intrude.
No. I'd make plenty. Come eat.
Okay, I'm just getting the watching the trains approaching moment.
Choo choo.
I head inside. I'm a guest now.
The cat and the bird are having dinner. There is no sign of the box.
Oh, that's
Because remember, they saw you with the box.
They did. I did not maybe think all the way through. I thought I was just gonna get a peek inside and maybe get a clue that way. Didn't expect her to invite me in.
When you succeed too well.
Yeah, story of this character so far, really. Well, I can play it. Sure, I keep going. I'm in it now.
You're getting all the suspicious glares from the cat and the bird.
Well, you could talk about the artist. Remember, you do know an artist.
How does that apply?
talk about the pamphlet. You can distract by talking to her about the pamphlet, and then you could again recommend an artist perhaps that she could use to help with the.
First, I need to focus on getting their suspicions off of me.
Yeah,
And-
but as I'm saying, that's the thing. Like you listen to her sermon, like you. Like that's. Just, I was saying, like you try to go for like you listen to the sermon and you sort of play it that way, and you like you because you have the thing, the pamphlet in
I'm
your
going
hand.
to use my desperate smile move. I'm going to trust fate to see me through by abasing myself to the gecko and just being just a gracious guest.
Okay.
Just all smiles and hope that luck sees me through with the help of my charm. Click. 7.
The cost is you actually have to listen to the entire sermon.
Acceptable.
Welcome to the timeshare speech.
In the ensuing hour and a half that you are in this building, with a plate piled high with greens, Rhodey goes on an incredibly long spiel about the costs of war, monetarily, physically, literally,
spiritually.
She goes on and on about how you never see plants fighting. We should all strive to be more like plants.
Oh, it's one of those. Oh boy.
And then at like maybe the halfway point, she notices the glares coming from your two compatriots and tells them to be nice, or she'll kick them out.
At which point,
are they taking advantage of her? Or what? Okay, okay, go on.
And then towards the end, you hear a really weird word, and that word is dragon.
What? What?
And you can't tell if she's using it metaphorically or her speech
literally.
is so you can't tell that because her speech is so sort of rambly and incoherent that it's just a lot. What exhaustion are you at?
I'm at 2.
Take an exhaustion, please.
Ow.
That speech was a lot.
It sure was.
And at the end of the speech, it looks like she refers to the other two as her guests, as if she's renting a room from them, or as if they're renting a room from her.
They also look like they've heard this about 1,000 times.
Okay. So this is... I mean, it's an effective way to camouflage your operation is to shack up with the neighborhood's most annoying person. And, yeah, somehow I get through this, I guess. I say, well, you've been so very gracious, and dinner was amazing. Mind if I wash up real quick?
Oh, go right ahead. Make yourself at home.
Okay, good.
The cat and the bird are in the kitchen washing dishes.
Good. I'm going to pretend to get lost in the house and not notice where the washroom is, and look for the box or any sort of hidden pathways.
Okay. I think you need to roll something.
This would be a roguish feat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that feels very roguish.
I needed to put that point in finesse. 6.
All right. I think I know, Cat. I think I know what would be the best option here. Let me.
I'm the grifter, not the thief.
Let me just. How does that sound?
Yeah, so so the guest bedrooms are upstairs, and so it's very obvious. It's very obvious that you would be apparent if you were searched up there. So you look downstairs at first.
Yeah.
It's kind of dark down there, and you don't see the hole until you fall into it.
Ah.
So
Splat.
yeah.
Do we get a squirrel version of the Goofy scream?
Oh, goodness me.
Oh god, I can see that.
So I fell in a hole.
You did fell in a hole. Take an injury, please.
I only have so many tracks, guys. I'm at 133.
So there's two ways out. There's back up, or this hole leads to a tunnel. Which you would be exploring on your own, and you don't know if there's anyone this way.
And you don't have any weapons on you.
I don't. It's very true. Goodness.
You're also pretty sure that all three other people in the house heard you and are going to be coming to investigate very soon.
Yeah, and that will pretty much mean cover's blown either way. I'm forging on ahead. Sorry, guys.
So it's dark, obviously.
Yeah.
It's a tunnel. It looks old. It does not look like it was dug recently.
Interesting.
It looks like maybe the newest part was the hole you actually fell into, but the tunnel itself is quite old. It also looks much more sort of smoothly excavated than the actual hole you fell in. That one looks sort of ramshod, dug with shovels real fast. This looks bored almost. And you can tell and it initially went in both directions from the hole you came down, but one side of it was completely blocked off. Looks like some sort of cave-in happened. The tunnel is plenty long and plenty dark. What would you like to do?
Just kind of keep my hand along a wall and continue on.
Okay.
Ways.
I'll say after probably about 2, maybe 3 minutes, you hear a sound sort of echo through the tunnel, and it's the sound of feet hitting the ground, and then sort of the echo of like steel being drawn from a sheath.
Oh, lovely.
So you are.
I'm being followed.
Yes.
As I'm walking along, I try to look around for something I can use as an improvised weapon.
There are rocks.
I pick up some rocks, just in case.
And
some pocket sand.
Pocket sand. Well, that is your skill. So, they are definitely moving faster than you are. Like they seem more familiar with the tunnel than you, and even though they don't seem to be lighting any torches at the moment to sort of minimize their visibility. They are definitely sort of gaining on you. What would you like to do?
Well, it was either have this confrontation above or below ground, so I try to pick up my pace.
Okay. They are definitely you can hear them stop for a moment as they catch wind of your picked up pace, and they start picking up their pace. And you can hear one of them say, actually, no, they don't say anything. They're just trying to get out.
All right, so it's just one long bored tunnel, right?
Seems like it. Yeah.
There are a couple places where there might have been branches, and those have been sealed off.
Mm-hmm.
So you're just running?
Yeah. Once it's clear that they're chasing after me, I don't think there's much. It does, unless there's like any spot looks like I could like hide or hang.
This is a tunnel. They did.
Yeah.
Okay.
I gotta. My only hope is to trust luck to see me through. That there's a exit on the other side.
I think you might need to. Yeah.
Go for it.
All right, luck it is. It's 3.
Okay. You trip in this
Ow.
dark tunnel.
Ow.
And they catch up to you, and they have, basically swords at your neck. And then you guess it's the crow based on their voice. So what should we do with him? I don't know. I don't really want to deal with a body down here. Someone might catch the stink.
Everybody else give me a trust and fate. See if you manage to overhear this from above.
What?
Okay.
Everybody else trust and fate. See if you get a chance to intervene.
Got an 8.
Would this be okay?
8.
While they're arguing, I'm like, hey, haven't you heard war is bad?
Oh, dagnabbit.
I don't. If that gets me killed, I have no regrets.
Oh, Strack got a 12.
So okay, so real fast. Upon that, the cat goes, well, now I definitely want to kill him. And the crow goes, no, just maybe we need to take him to see Alex.
Alex, that guy.
Which I think I'm trying to think of the best option. So you three were just watching the house, correct?
Yeah, Stralden was sort of focused on, sort of like he was trying to have to put up an act as well. So he was sort of focused on, like, looking like he was absorbed in his work. Like, so he's probably looking more down and around than at the house proper.
Okay.
Yeah, because he's sort of like with his armor, like sort of checking straps. So you see him basically more like maintenance work. So he's sort of like looking this way and that way, rather than at the house anywhere like that.
Okay. Cat, I think I am not 100% certain what you were going for with that.
What I was thinking was specifically these voices in the confrontation. Guess who they happen directly under?
I'm not sure that distance works out.
Yeah,
because I've been walking through this tunnel for multiple minutes now.
Mm-hmm.
And
okay,
they were basically.
Then Stralden can at least hear the sheathing of unsheathing of swords and be following that.
I have it. I think I know the best situation to solve this. Let me just consult real fast.
Not like my character's life hangs in the balance or anything. Don't you know you never split the party?
I'm just half expecting just like, sup, and there's a Stralden standing right behind them.
You have something of mine.
Well, it's got to make sense, but it's a tunnel that's managed that no one's known about. Because
yeah, he is familiar with the tunnels because he's sort of gone to the area with his otters for the actual repair work with things. So
I didn't know about the tunnels, and I'm a con man here.
Yeah, because he was sort of worried about there being a tunnel. That's why with this kind of nondescript place, is like because he's familiar with what the otter has. So if there's one place like that, there's got to be another.
Suppose.
Sorry, I just really want to. We really want to make sure this is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if there's anything.
Oh boy, the tension.
Also, just wondering when the session end is going to come, because there's multiple points
Soon,
where it's
yeah.
like, and
Sure.
end.
I feel like this is probably about the point.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So here is what happens. Cassia says, Cassia the Crow says, I think Alex will want to deal with this one. Sword, again, swords sort of held at your throat. They pick you up and they start walking you further down the tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, Stralden, you feel a very heavy hand clasp your shoulder. And as you sort of turn around to see it, it's Deirdre again. And she says, I can't abide by this. You need to talk to Alex.
Lead me to him.
And you all will be meeting Alex next session.
Oh, okay. Phew. Okay. Oh. Could have
Yeah.
been
Congrats.
worse.
Next time with the meeting.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. You've been on a journey today.
Sure did.
Bravo on roguish feats, though.
Yeah,
That was something.
I probably should have been like a scoundrel or something.
Thief.
Thief. Yeah, I
And-
should have just been a thief.
And
That's-
technically, we are end of session, so check drives and natures to see if you dance.
Yes. I'm pretty confident that I've advanced chaos and arguably clean paws.
Mm-hmm. Which, let me pull up stuff. Why can't I find my sheets? I had them open and then I closed them like a moron. Oop. Oh, there we go. Open all of them. Okay. So, when you advance, you have a few different options. You can. Hold on.
You can take +1 to a stat, maximum +2. You can take a new move from your playbook, maximum 5 moves from your playbook. Take a move from any playbook, max 2 moves from some other playbook. You can take up to 2 new weapon skills, maximum 8. You can add a box to any one harm track, or you can take up to 2 new connections up to max 6 total.
I admit I am tempted to take like something like small hands from the thief one, because I have a +2 to finesse already. So
I had. I'm trying to think of like the honor. Yeah, I definitely had that pinged, like with trying to appeal to people, even though it could have backfired very easily in a couple of places between Deirdre and with even trying to help the one person that sort of held us up, like, and he's sort of gone like with the box and all. Like, I would feel that it's a like try to stop this as well, even though it's not part of the job technically, and going that way to make sure that the denizens aren't harmed with this. Like, he's.
Yeah, I think.
But again, it comes down to you two.
Yeah. Okay. So I think if I had to sort of go with it, I would think Gustav. I believe you advanced just by greed. You definitely got information, but I don't think you stopped anything with the greed.
That was the thing for revenge. Didn't happen. So
Nail, I think that enough has happened today that you at least got thrills.
I was thinking actually that the closest I got to either of them was shooting Rocky in front of Daedra.
Yeah, that's what I mean by thrills. Because that I'll be blunt, Deirdre can and will kick your ass.
I was actually thinking of that with crime. Assuming it's illegal to shoot someone.
I mean, it is.
And Deirdre's the impressive odds.
Yeah, you know what? You did. I think that's a fair enough way to twist that.
But
I think
it didn't seem like we were actually at risk of certain death or incarceration.
Yeah, I guess. I think you got one of them either way. So I think you can at least advance by one.
All right.
Stralden, I think both. I think sort of changing Deirdre's mind about things and your upholding of the deal despite it being a pretty big bargaining chip that you're this big burly dude.
Okay, just out of character, I'm just going to make a note in the tabletop roleplay of how many we have. So,
okay.
Azure, you had
1.
It's going to be 1-1 and probably 2-2.
I'm probably just going to end up pumping both into finesse, honestly.
Seems reasonable. You certainly used it a lot today. It would definitely make sense. You've had some practice now.
Yeah, I've had to brush up on my actual skullduggery skills.
Mm-hmm. So I might be able to make. So should I update character sheets?
Yeah. I'm going to take for my second thing. I'm probably going to do for the move Threatening Visage, because I did try to use that.
Mm-hmm.
That would be my second of the other non-character things from Ranger.
Okay.
Because I did sort of threaten the guy pretty clearly with... that was one of the things I did, which is basically open threats or naked steel roll with might instead of charm.
Yeah, that seems reasonable.
And I just one other to sort of look at, and I'll probably take, given the fact we're probably going to go into things that are sort of that, I'm probably going to take Hardy.
Seems reasonable. Plus,
yeah.
Why is the text white? That doesn't make any sense.
Like, I'm looking at like the Vagrant playbook, and it's like charm offensive, roll with cunning, which is a +2 for me, and it's like, huh.
Yeah, that could be useful. I almost took that one.
But like for me, I'm also looking at like give and take, which allows me to wreck with cunning rather than might.
I'm an idiot. I forgot to use charm at +2, not because I'd already taken charm up. I looked at the sheet the wrong way. I've been using it at +1, not +2. But oh well, makes it more interesting. I didn't realize I'd upped that because of.
Yeah, sorry. The only way I could think to actually show it was
no.
To
That was
highlight it.
that was me being dumb. Like that was me being dumb.
Still, if you want, I can add a text box to say it's actually +2.
Please, I just now realized that. Wait a minute, like I was looking at the sheet and then it clicked. Like that just goes to show where my brain is.
No worries. Oops, that was not the button I meant to press.
Yep. Ah! Out of curiosity, like how has the reputation gone with things? Given that we've been unusual with that, we've had interactions with.
I'm pretty sure everyone has gone down with Woodland.
Everyone's gotten a negative one reputation with the river folk.
That too.
Not necessarily enough to mark a negative one, just or to do a negative one fold, but at least mark negative one, mark infamy.
Mm-hmm. Lovely.
Yeah, because I'm just a step away from the Marquisate going to an actual -1.
I'm already at a -1 with the Marquisate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm looking at this, and it's like the Riverfolk Company. I've got 2 up and now 1 down with them. So,
yeah, that's how it goes. All right.
Anyway, I think it's high time to wrap up the show.
Yes.
Let's.
That was a heck of a thing. Thank you for listening to our Spudventures. If you like what you heard, you can find more at youtube.com/Newbiespud or spudventures.libsyn, that's liberatedSyndication.com, or wherever you get your fine podcasts, iTunes, Google Play. We aim to live stream these games on Sundays around 2 p.m. Pacific at twitch.tv/Newbiespud. If you want to keep up with this and other projects I'm doing, you can follow me on Twitter at Newbiespud. And if you want to support my ability to produce more content like this, please consider supporting me at patreon.com/Newbiespud. See you next time with the Forgotten One Session 10, I think. Or we might try to do something for Halloween, too. We'll see.
Yes. If actual Halloween can't work out, this might be the one time I'm fine with the Forgotten One back a bit.
All right. Well, thank you very much for listening. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.